Alrighty, people. It's a brand new week. Excuse me. And a brand new opportunity to stream
That's
some
right.
real rookie drafts. We appreciate y'all for
already know
being
what
here
time it
with
is.
us. They do already know what time it is. It is rookie draft time. And we do appreciate y'all for being here and being a part of it. Welcome in. We will be drafting in the Delta League today. Real rookie draft, real money on the line. What's up, Casey, in the building? We've got Sparrow here. Appreciate y'all for being a part of this and joining us. Let me actually make sure your chats show up on screen. What's up? Charlie Adams is here. Abe Cajun's in the building. Casanova Styles is here. Travis, TD, Don, Arian, Darth, Joe, Dylan. What's up, people? Welcome in. Welcome in. We've got a fantastic stream for you guys today, but we need to start off by saying we do have another giveaway. Dylan's right on the money here. You guys have been wanting and requesting this pretty consistently as a giveaway. Let me actually set it up. You won't be eligible until I actually wait. Don't type land yet. Don't
type it. Don't do it. Whoever typed it in, you're not eligible currently. So you just gotta wait. You gotta wait until he says it.
Okay, here we go.
You have to have listening skills. Okay.
That's actually on me, not them. But go ahead and type land into the chat and like the stream if you want to enter to win the 2025 rookie draft bundle. We have been reached out to by a lot of people who are like, I want the rookie draft bundle. How do I get the rookie draft bundle? Well, today you can enter to get it for free. It is today's giveaway. Our rookie teardown tool, our rookie report, and our rookie cheat sheet all available to you. All you got to do, again, is type land into the chat and like the stream. Appreciate y'all for being here with us. We had someone ask a question. What's up, Johan? He says, any spots for a live roster review today? Yes, sir. We do. I think we have a couple spots remaining, although the queue is obviously starting to get up there as we weren't streaming over the weekend. But yes, if you want a playbook and you want it done on the same stream, just make sure you get the live version, but I'll put a link in the chat for you. But let's go to this draft, shall we? It is a real rookie draft from the Delta League, real money on the line, and we are using the land method. Let's all get on the same page, okay? If you want to learn about the land method, just watch some of our streams. But this is the way that we draft, okay? Yes, there's nothing wrong with the slow draft. Yes, the slow draft is more convenient for everyone and everyone's lives, but we don't feel like a slow draft truly represents the hype and the excitement of what a draft should be. Think about your favorite moments in fantasy football. For me, at least, they are built around being in a spot with my friends and dedicating a night to draft with them. Those are my favorite moments in fantasy football. And that's what's unfortunate about a slow draft. Yes, it's convenient, but it just takes away that love of the game, in our opinion. That's why we use the land method. Obviously, L stands for live. This is a live draft. The first 2 rounds have a 5-minute clock. Then rounds 3 to 4 goes to 3 minutes. A is for action. Everyone gets a trade window. When you call your trade window, you have to be on the clock, and the draft pauses for 5 minutes. During that time, you can negotiate, right? This is where your pick is on the block. Everyone in your league is active, and they're actually paying attention, and they're bidding on your pick, okay? So there won't be a single moment during the entire year where you have an asset that has the attention of the league like this, and obviously we're drafting in real time. A few things you must note: you got to be on the clock to call your trade window. Each person only gets 1 trade window. The time left, okay, so let's say if you call your trade window and there's 30 seconds left on the clock, that is how much time the other person will get, okay? And then auto picks are final. We do not undo auto picks. So let's get to this draft. Badaki at the 101 here with a ton of picks to make.
Once again, another league that I had the 111, 112 that I just tiered back in to do a massive rebuild. But yes, I am here.
So Badaki here at the 101, and we are officially starting our 2025 Delta Rookie Draft. So talk us through your roster if you want, as you're about to make this.
Oh my gosh,
do
yeah.
You want to?
No, we can definitely talk through the roster. You guys already knew who I'm most likely going to pick here. I'm going to take Ashton Genty, but I'll talk you through this roster. This roster was a massive rebuild. You can even see the team name is called Pivot. I don't even have a QB. All I have is J.J. McCarthy. So Spencer Rattler, Chase Brown, Trey Benson, Drake London, Brian Thomas, I don't even have a tight end. I got Noah Gray, Ricky Pearsall, Elijah Moore, J.J. McCarthy, and the other ones worth mentioning on the bench is probably Jalen Wright. Got the 101, 106, and a bunch of seconds here. So trying to rebuild, trying to understand.
Yeah.
Not understand, just trying to rebuild here. Let's have a look at this.
All right. And Badaki's on the clock here to
get a trade offer here.
While Badaki's looking at that trade offer, one thing I do need to say is we have a code word around here. It's code word cinnamon, okay? And why is it code word cinnamon? Well, think about when you're in a real draft and someone puts into the chat, they're like, why is this guy available? Why hasn't this guy been drafted? Or you're in a real draft with people in person and someone's like, why is Joe Mixon on the board? And you're 2 picks away and you were about to draft Joe Mixon and then Joe Mixon goes off the board. No one likes that guy. So all we're asking from you guys is code cinnamon. Don't be that guy. You can talk about players that have already been drafted. No problem there. But just don't be that guy, okay? So just keep that in mind. A lot of people are asking, so they're saying, wow, how many leagues is Badaki rebuilding in? People they're seeing a trend here, Badaki.
They're seeing a trend, and you're seeing all the trends right now, but wait until we get to the later leagues. You're going to be like, oh, okay. How many leagues?
I know some of those words.
Yeah, I mean, we're in a lot of leagues here, and so far you got 4 leagues that I did bad in. We got other leagues.
But
I'll see you next week.
I'll
see you
fire right now
in the next draft. I'll see you in the Echo draft. I'll let you know who. Let me know who won the Echo draft when we go to Echo next week.
Actually, I will respect the champion. Unlike some people on this stream, I will respect the champion of each league and give them their props. I will do that for you. Don't worry about that. Jesse sounds like a stripper story when I think of cinnamon.
Good support of the stream.
Yes. All right, what are we doing here? Are we twiddling our thumbs? Got a thumb up our ass, or are we picking Ashton Genty? What's happening?
I mean, first of all, can we not say the person's name?
Shut up. You literally said his name to begin with. You opened the can of worms.
What the hell's wrong with you?
You literally said, I'm about to draft Ashton Genty. Chat, go back. Watch it. Go back and watch it. Again, appreciate y'all for being here. While Badaki is waiting to decide what he's going to do with this pick, it's a huge mystery, guys. We don't know what's going to happen here. But if you don't know, you can enter today's draft bundle giveaway. We are giving away our rookie teardown tool, our rookie report, and our rookie cheat sheet, all in one bundle. All you got to do to register is like the stream and type land into the chat. That's as simple as it gets. Appreciate y'all for being here with us. A minute and 24 seconds. You know, I remember on last week's stream, Badaki, someone had the 101 and Badaki sat here on stream and said, what are you doing? You're wasting everyone's time here.
I didn't say that. And you said that. You were in a rush. You wanted to get off. You wanted to get off.
I remember you saying that. And all I'm saying is I'm going to hold you accountable because, quite frankly, you took more time at the 101 than anyone has so
far. I want you to pull it up. Show me the tape.
Don't lie. As the Don is on the clock here, this is his only pick until the 306. Special Grade has 3 picks here. Daniel Macy has 4 picks. Ravager, no first, but a second, third, and fourth, and fifth. Billy is all over the place. He's all over the place. Your boy has 3 first rounders, a second, and a third. No picks for my ball, Zach Ertz. Crank Statham has a second and 2/3. Costa has 3 picks, 1 in the first. Casey's got quite a few picks as well, so it's going to be a fun draft. If you're curious about your boys' team, this was a team that we were rebuilding. And here's the thing about, look, if you're a team and up at the top, the manager, it says Zach Savage, typically what happens is, yes, you're planning to rebuild, but your team just overperforms just because of the organization from the top to the bottom. You just set a certain precedent that, you know, mediocrity is just not good enough. So this was a team that we were intent on rebuilding, and it just kind of started to take shape before we really thought it could. And we're rocking with Justin Herbert, Achan, Mason, Puka, Jefferson, Ferguson, Adunze, Olave, Jaden Daniels, who I took at the 103 last year on this stream, Mr. Bryce Young on the bench, and we've got some draft capital to play with as well as Omarion comes off the board.
Omarion.
Okay, I did make a trade yesterday, by the way, before the drafts. In case you guys are curious, we sent away Kyler Murray for the 105. Now, I was shopping around Kyler Murray. You can't really sell Kyler Murray for the 102 or the 103 in this year's class. There was a team at the 104 who will remain unnamed. I mean, let's be honest. We all know who has a 104. It's Daniel Macy. We were talking about a potential Kyler Murray deal for most of the offseason. It was involved around the 104. It was involved around certain other players. But the reality is the 104 to the 106 feels like a sweet spot right now for Kyler Murray. And the only reason I was like happy to do a trade like this was simply because we had an excess of quarterbacks. Think about it. We had Kyler Murray, Justin Herbert, Jaden Daniels, and Bryce Young. We had 4 guys, and I thought we can ship away one of these names, and that ended up being Kyler Murray here for the 105. So, yes, so Kyler Murray is no longer on the squad. Godspeed to you, Kyler. We actually turned, I believe we turned CJ Stroud last year into Kyler Murray and was it Puka? I can't remember. What was that trade we did last year? I don't remember, but yes. So that was one of those times where we sent away, I believe, CJ Stroud. As Travie Hunter comes off the board here.
Travie Hunter off the board here. Here we go.
Daniel Macy is on the clock. I don't see an active sign from him, which is shocking because he is one of our most active people.
Nah, Daniel Macy surely is here. No? I didn't see him in the chat either on YouTube. No way.
I would be shocked if he's not here. That would be very shocking. But the man can't be everywhere, can he? All right. Trying to keep up with the chat. I appreciate y'all for being here with us. Jesse said Zach's right, so I'm just gonna highlight that comment. Just want to let everybody know, just a heads up, okay? So yeah, just so we're all on the same page.
I'll see you in Echo.
Appreciate you, B-Dub. He says, doing my draft in an hour. You got this, my friend. Go kill it. Ooh, kill him. Let's answer some trade questions, by the way, while we are waiting. If your name is Marty McSwoley, NJ Casanova, Cody, and Rob, your offline playbooks have been finished. Badaki's probably going to send those out to you today. Spider Mike's a team that we're going to review today, as well as, I believe, Jay Webb and a couple others. But we have a trade question here from James. What's up, James? As we do get Cam Ward coming off the board. Not going to lie, I thought you were going to take Cam Ward at the 106. 100% transparency. I thought that's how this was going to pan out, Badaki. But I am thrilled.
Wow.
And I'm not going to say like I'm thrilled because Cam Ward was a bad pick. I'm not saying Daniel Macy made a bad pick, but I was concerned that I was going to have to take Cam Ward at the 107. That was my concern. I already have a bunch of quarterbacks, and I thought that was
his concern.
I looked at your team, Badaki. You had no quarterbacks, and I thought for sure Badaki's going to grab Cam Ward here. I'm assuming that was your thought. I'm assuming you thought you were going to grab Cam Ward too, right?
No, I know exactly who I'm going to take.
So it was never a thought in your mind that I have no quarterbacks. I'm going to draft Cam Ward at the 106. That never.
No, because
that never was a thought.
I have other things in mind. I have other people that I'm talking to. My plan was never to take Cam Ward. Mental. Go ahead, go for it. You thought you were in my head, and you think you know everything, but you actually don't. You were wrong this time. Just say you were wrong. Say it. Go ahead. He doesn't want to.
What you're seeing right now is a man who is crumbling right in front of your eyes.
Now he doesn't want to.
A man
now he's taking
actively
time.
Crumble.
You're just wasting time now. You've taken the longest anyone's taken at the 5 pick.
I'm open to shopping the pick. Let's see what offers come in. I'm on the board here, but yeah. Let me know, guys. Let me know.
Here we go.
My people talking to your people, Trippy Bogey says. Everyone is calling Badaki out right now. He's in shock.
Call me out. Me out.
They know it. They can see it in your face.
Come see me on the block, though. You won't see me on the block. You won't call me out in person. Come to Austin, Texas in August. There's a lot of A's there. Come to Austin, Texas in August and say it to my face. You won't, because you don't have the balls. Nah, jokes. It's all love.
Wow.
I actually want to see everyone in Austin, Texas, and if you don't, I'm actually disappointed.
All right, I'm on the clock here. Genty is gonzo. Amarian Hampton is gone. Travis Hunter is gone. Mr. Cam Ward is gone. And now I'm on the clock. And this is beautiful because in my ideal world, in my ideal outcome, looking at this roster, I was hoping to grab Henderson as my RB2. Definitely needed running back help on this roster, so I am thrilled to grab him here at the 105. Welcome to the squad, my friend. You're going to nicely fill that spot for us, that need we have right outside of Devon Achane. And by the way, I want to let everyone know that Achane is on the block. He is available in this league if you want to send me offers. Appreciate y'all for being here with us. What's up, Holden? Welcome in, my friend. All right, while Badaki's on the clock there at the 106, are you going to shop this, you think? Or what's your idea?
Yes, I am going to be shopping this.
So Badaki is going to shop the pick. And I am going to answer some questions here on the site. James has a trade question. If you want to submit a super message on the chat, or if you want to... ask us a question, trade question, super message, check out the website. We've got a link there from Nightbot for you to submit to the site. But James here became a member. He got a trade question for free, and it's looking like he wants to send Swift, Marvin, and Pat Freiermuth. Okay, those are the players he is looking to send away in a deal. And in return, he's going to get Jonathan Taylor, Matthew Golden, and Kyle Pitts. So I will say, Marvin Harrison is the only player in this format that I am interested whatsoever in on the side that you're sending away. Do I want to send him away for Taylor and Golden, though? Wow, that is actually a very difficult question. I'd love to hear the opinions of the chat here. Do you want the Marvin package or the JT package? I genuinely would love to hear your thoughts and your opinions on this one. I am really undecided. It's a start 9, so it's only a 2 flex spot here. What does his team look like here? I'm very curious. So if you sent this away, you'd have a starting lineup of Burrow, Herbert, Bijan, Taylor, Neighbors, Collins. I guess you're not getting a tight end in this, right? Well, you're getting Kyle Pitts, so you're not getting a tight end. But you could still start Tet and Smith. I mean, you definitely have the depth to make a move like this. But, man, I think I'm like a useful tight end away from being interested. But right now, I do think I lean Marvin Harrison in a start 9. We just don't care as much about the depth. I'm like a David Njoku away from saying, okay, I'll accept it. So maybe if they made it David Njoku, I'd be more interested. It's close. Maybe you can counter and ask for Njoku. That would probably push me over the line there. Appreciate the question, James. All right, let's get back to the board here where Badaki is on the clock. It looks like he is fielding offers actively. And why shouldn't he be? The man is doing his due diligence. We love to see it. Let's get to another question here, where AJ rocks your socks. So unfortunately, AJ, when you're watching this, I just want to let you know that we had already finished and completed and sent off your playbook, your offline playbook, whenever you had sent this message through. So unfortunately, at that point, we probably can't come back and make it a live version because I've already spent a significant amount of time on it. I spend actually a lot of time on your offline playbooks, guys, and making sure I give you as much text detail as possible and breakdown over there. So what I'm going to do instead is give you a free trade question voucher. Come back on the stream, ask me any question that you want after you get that review, and I'd be happy to look at that for you. Leo Top here had a question. And his question is, so
by the way, I'm going to call my trade window.
Okay, Badaki is calling his trade window. We're going to pause the draft here, and I'm going to go ahead and hit resume. I actually do have an offer for you that I'm going to send you here. So let me send you an offer. It's very simple. So no pressure. It's just something that just came to my mind. And again, it's about as simple as it gets. I am not willing to go any higher. So simple yes or no. And I don't care which way you go. It's actually completely fine.
That's fine.
Okay. Let's answer this question from Leo here. He says, so with wide receivers being so deep, you think I focus and draft only running backs in this deep class? Is a 203 too early to draft Tootin if Harvey and Caleb are gone? Thanks. At the 203, I don't think it's too early to draft Tootin, but if you're telling me a Luther Burden is available, if you're telling me a Jaden Higgins is available, or a Golden fell in your draft, I would, or Loveland or Warren, I would think for the vast majorities of the drafts that you're in, I do think the 203, I would not have Tootin as my BPA. And that's always what I would suggest in every rookie draft that you're in. Never fill your needs in a rookie draft. You can always trade afterwards should you need to trade. Okay, so please keep
you can put the clock back on. Trade's been made.
Okay, a trade has been made, and Casey is on the clock here. What was the trade that was made, Badaki?
So I traded back. I got the 106. I got the 108, 109. And I sent away the 106 and 204, and 203.
Okay. He's got the 108 and the 109. All right, so he gets basically 2 firsts and sends away some of those early seconds. As Tetalia McMillan comes off the board. And I will let everyone know I am open to shopping this pick. So hit me with offers if you got them. All right, and while I wait to see if I get any offers on that, let's go to Travesty here, who again became an annual member and has a free trade question voucher that he's using. It looks like he's asking if he should send Hampton away for Dak Prescott and Emeka Egbuka. This is a 10-team league. This is a start 9. It's a small league and a small starting lineup. You can only flex 2 names. This is a meat and potatoes starting lineup for us. There's just no way that I am sending away the 102 for what is probably in rookie pick value. Is Dak Prescott worth the 109 to the 112 in that range? And obviously Emeka Egbuka is being drafted there. So personally, no, I would not send away what I have as the 102 in this year's draft for 2 late firsts. Some people might say, yes, do it. Maybe you do it if it's a start 11 in a 14-team league or something big like that. But certainly not in a small league, a super flex 10-team start 9. I'm going to pretty easily say we're going to stick with the Marion Hampton side there. What's up, Mitch? I appreciate the question here. As I'm going to see if I have any submissions here. Nope, no trades yet. All being offered, but I'll wait. Mitchell says, my wide receivers are Chase, Puka, London, Ayuk, DK, Rice, Jennings, Leggett. My running backs, okay, he says, do I trade London for the 102? It's about even, honestly. I think if you did a startup, I think London and Hampton are pretty much going to go back-to-back. I do think London is a little bit more appealing to me simply because he's already proven that he is an elite asset. Not an elite asset, but like a top 10 asset as his position, right? He was already drafted top 10. He's already shown that he's a good player. And we already have very good indication that he's going to get a long-term contract in the NFL. So overall, I would say I probably slightly do prefer a Drake London. But if you can do a 2-for-2 deal here somehow, you didn't link your teams, unfortunately. If you guys are going to submit a trade question, definitely go to the My Teams feature and link your teams so we can see what both of you have. But for example, can you get the 102 in Marion Hampton and like the 112 in the rookie draft and then send London in the 208, for example? Do you know what I mean? But I think this is pretty even. I would prefer a 2-for-2 where I slightly get the better end of the deal if that was possible. Okay. Let's get back to this draft here. I do not have any offers. Let me just double check. I don't have any offers pending. Let's see.
Yeah.
No offers currently, and that's okay because we're going to continue to build out this running back room. I have not had a chance yet to draft both of the Ohio State boys until today. So we're going to add Henderson at the 105, and then we're going to come back and add Quinn Sean Judkins. So we now have a team with Herbert, Achane, Henderson, Judkins, Puka, Jefferson, Ferg, Adunze, Alave, and Jaden Daniels. My gosh. Y'all better be scared. That's all I'm going to say. Chargers fan said he was watching the last stream and said that you just dropped Elijah Moore. No comment. And that he was heartbroken by that. So it looks like he was a fellow Elijah Moore truther.
Yeah, I'm sad about Elijah. Sorry, I'm in talks with somebody.
No, you're good, man. Do your thing. Appreciate everybody for being here with us on today's stream. Obviously, we've got these real rookie drafts popping off. We do have another giveaway today. All right, we are giving away our 2025 rookie draft bundle. If you would like to be a part of today's giveaway, it's very simple, gang. All you got to do is like the stream and type land into the chat. And then, of course, I mean, you got to hang around to the end when we give away the rookie draft bundle, right? Otherwise, we're not going to follow you up. I'm going to be honest with you. We're not going to follow you up, but that is how you can get today's giveaway. Like the stream and type land into the chat. Great resource for anyone who has upcoming rookie drafts. I agree, Andrew. I'm very happy with the Henderson-Judkins combo. My biggest concern, I'll be honest with you guys, like my biggest concern in this draft, and I know Badaki's saying he was going to draft Ward. Frankly, I don't believe it, but that's fine. My biggest concern at the 107 was that I was going to have to draft Cam Ward because he was in that tier for me. And with already selling Kyler Murray, it was a bigger concern before I sold Kyler Murray because there was a chance that I had 5 quarterbacks that I liked on my roster. Selling Kyler Murray, it became a little bit less of a concern. But that was honestly my biggest concern in this draft. So I'm glad we were able to double tap running back there. What's up, Jesse? It's going to be after this rookie draft finishes. Right after the rookie draft finishes, my friend. My other quarterbacks are Justin Herbert, Jaden Daniels, Bryce Young. I'm happy with those 3. I already had Kyler Murray before the draft if you guys are just joining us, but I sent him away for the 105 to add Henderson and Judkins to this running back room. But yeah, worst case scenario for me this offseason for this league was that I was going to have Kyler Murray, Herbert, Bryce Young, and Jaden Daniels, and then I was going to have to add Cam Ward. That was my worst case scenario there. Badaki is up on the clock here. He is wheeling and dealing from the sounds of it. You know, Casey, I might send you a trade offer here, Casey. I don't know. My bench is really bad. Maybe I should hold on to some of these picks. Oh, I've got an idea. Badaki, do you want a future first round pick for this?
Hold on.
Maybe not, actually. Chase says, if you don't switch Daniels to your quarterback 1, I'm going to freak out. All right, I'll do it for you. I'll do it for you. There you go. That's funny.
I have a queue, so I'm not stressed. I'm going to let that run. Let's have the 109. I have a queue. I'm going to make that pick.
So, Badaki's Q, he is going to grab Colston Loveland here off the board. People are... Guys, I don't have to set my lineup. Okay. Chill out. All right, we're still multiple months away from the season. You know what? All right. All right. Y'all want to play these games? Tyler Algier, RB1. All right. All right, you want to F around and find out? Travis Etienne, RB2. Yeah, we'll sit Jefferson for De'Ami Brown. What's up, bitch? We'll put Will Disley in there. Yeah, y'all wanna F around and find out? Okay. What's up? What's up with it? Okay. You know what? Let's bring Malik Washington off the taxi squad. Fighting words right now. Oh my goodness. You guys are funny in the chat. I appreciate y'all for being here with us. We're having a great time tonight. And are we... we're doing a raffle for one of these leagues tonight, right?
Yeah, we are. I need to set that up here soon. So
just a heads up, if you guys don't know, we are doing for the first time, well, Badaki is organizing them, rather, I should say, follower leagues. Okay, we announced that on last week's stream. And if you want to be a part of them, you gotta be a... This is one of those giveaways where you do have to be a promo code LAND annual Mother Flocker member, okay? And the way it works is you'll go in there and you'll sign up. I think to date, do we have like, is it just over 100 signups right now?
yeah, I think it's like 125.
Oh, okay. So like over 100 now. Let me see what the actual total is right now. Does that sheet automatically update?
Yeah, it does.
Okay, so we have 126 entries to date. But essentially the way it's going to work is all you need to do is you need to be a annual Mother Flocker member with the promo code LAND. And then you need to go to that Google Doc and enter as many leagues as you want to. You can. But if you win multiple leagues, we're not going to let you join multiple leagues, right? We want to make sure as many people get involved as possible. But yeah,
you have to be a live LAN member, so we can look that up on our back end. So make sure you are set with the promo code LAND, and if you are, you'll automatically be entering the league. But tonight we're gonna do 12 or not 12 pools. We're gonna do one of the leagues today, and then the next live stream we'll do another league. So once again, go fill that out. Go fill that out and make sure that you have the promo code LAND. So yeah.
All right, so Badaki
I'll go Jackson Dart.
Jackson Dart and Colston Loveland there.
Needed a quarterback. Happy to trade back. I needed a quarterback and a tight end. So the fact that I can get a tight end here and my future quarterback, I think is pretty significant. If not, I probably would have just drafted Tet McMillan and I wouldn't have been excited about it. Or Quinshawn. So now B Costa is on the clock here. Which I am liking. I didn't want Ward. The reason why I knew Ward was going to fall because I knew Macy didn't have any quarterbacks.
He didn't fall.
Macy only has. That's what I'm saying. A lot of people. That's what I'm saying. Like people saying like I wanted Ward. I've been trying to shop the 10 that 106 for ages, but it's just easier. You can make the deal get done during the draft.
You're telling me that your team who has no quarterbacks, you weren't going to double tap quarterback in this draft?
I would have taken Ward, but I didn't think he was going to fall to me because once again, if you look at the board and look at everyone's team, Macy doesn't have the quarterback room.
Right.
If he was there, maybe. Nah. Oh shit, down by 17. God damn. I'm about to say up by 17, but we're fucking.
B Costa on the board here. He is doing his thing.
It's actually every single year when we do our rookie drafts, is the playoffs are always on. Just how it works. So in the past couple years, the Knicks have been in the playoffs.
The playoffs?
Last year we had a white boy named Don. Name another white boy named Dante. I don't know.
The playoffs?
I miss you, Dante.
We're talking about the playoffs?
All right, B. Costa. What do you want?
As
Here goes
Mr.
Caleb.
Caleb Johnson comes off the board here.
Caleb. Ooh.
Casey, there is potential for us to make a certain trade here, but it'll come down to what happens next. As D. Macy's on the clock. First pick was Mr. Cam Ward.
I think Macy wanted Cam and Dart there, but
Yeah, it makes sense. If you're a real quarterback needy, it makes sense double tapping the quarterback spot down the board. What's up, Denzel Curry? You're not a Dynasty guy. Let's change that, my friend. Let's change that.
hey, appreciate you though. Thank you for being here.
What's up, Henry? Look, full transparency. I refuse to play in any Dynasty League that is not on Sleeper. If you're going to send me an MFL, yeah. No, I'm not going to play on ESPN, Yahoo, MFL, these different formats. Just with all due respect, no. Ain't going to do that. And if you're referring to the leagues that we're raffling off tonight, the league we're raffling off tonight, then yes, those are both on Sleeper, and Badaki's involved with them. I am not taking on new leagues, though.
I'm going to get some, I just really want to get more leagues that I can continue to rebuild, you know? Love the process.
Yeah, perpetual rebuilding.
Yeah,
He's a big fan of it.
I love it. I honestly love it. This is what I live for.
Oh my gosh. Okay, Matthew Golden. Oh wow, this just made things very difficult for me.
Oh boy, come on, make it easy for me, Zach. Make it easy.
Casey. Oh wow, this actually made things tough.
Make it easy.
I'm gonna send a trade to Casey here. Okay, so let me make sure I know what I'm doing here. Okay. Sent. In fact, I might call my trade window here. Haven't called one all year yet, so I'm going to call my trade window.
That's fine. Take your time, man. Take your time. You let me know what you're going to do because that affects me.
All right.
Let me see Casey's team really fast.
Oh, interesting idea, Casey. Yeah, wow, interesting idea. I think I need that higher pick though, brother.
It needs the higher one. Get it up there. My team's bad. Why? I'll tell you my team. Currently, J.J. McCarthy, Chase Brown, Trey Benson, Drake London, Brian Thomas. The tight end I have currently is Noah Gray, Ricky Pearsall. I have Elijah Moore, and then literally no one else on the bench. I have Jalen Wright. What I did the year before, if I'm not mistaken, was I went all in with this team, and it didn't pan out, unfortunately. The year before, 2 years before, I needed a tight end. I drafted Michael Mayer, thinking he was going to be somebody. Went to shit. My first round pick last year was J.J. McCarthy. Well, I had Brian Thomas as my pick, so I had like the 104, 105, if I'm not mistaken, and then J.J. McCarthy. So then I sent a bunch of picks, a bunch of players off from this team earlier this year. Honestly, forgot who all the trades that I made. Is there a way I can see all of the previous trades I specifically made? Because I can go to league history and see all the trades, but it's not going to show me the trades that I did before the league turned. So is there a way that I can see it? Does anyone know? Or do I have to go back to the previous league and then look at my trades? Because that's annoying. I think that's probably one of the biggest downfall of Sleeper. Because, like, you can't really go through... So if I go to, like, match... Previous league, then trades. Yeah, because history doesn't show. History doesn't give you the option to see what you... To see of the trades of last year. So let me see. Let me try and pull it up and see and tell you what I trade, because I went full rebuild. Let me see. Okay, let me go here. There we go. Come on, what's that?
Ooh.
2 threes back to back right there, baby. Talk it up.
Oof.
You got a minute 50-ish, I'm seeing. I was about to say, come on. This is where like the Knicks just play hero ball. They just start throwing it up here, and then once you miss like two threes, was a foul. Yeah, you're gonna foul him. Pussies. Sorry,
Bro.
I apologize. This is family.
Please.
This is family friendly.
Oh, God.
It actually is false hope in it. All right, let me try and find these trades. All right, so I'll go to previous leagues. I'm at previous, and then where do I go? Can I see? I have to scroll down. Okay, recent history, filter, trades, myself. I traded last year Ramondre Stevenson, and I got the 201 and a 24 third. I got an extra third in this one. I traded Chris Godwin for the 202 last year, which I kind of just traded away to tier up. So,
All right, my trade window is done, so I need to put myself back on the clock.
What else did I do? Get it. Nice.
All right, great back and forth here from me and Casey. I actually really respect this conversation, and we're going to get a deal done here.
I traded Russell Wilson for the 203.
All right.
Which I also just traded away.
I'm going to go ahead and show you the trade that just went down. All right. Me and Casey made a trade.
Okay, interesting.
I moved back from the 112 to the 202, and I sent him... I got in the 208, basically. Sorry. So, again, moved back 2 spots. Got the 208 on top. Staying in the same tier. For me, at least, that tier extends to the 202. And now Casey is on the clock. We had some great back and forth. Wanted to get the... I would have taken Ibuka if I was on the clock there. So I wanted to... I genuinely wanted to grab the 203 from him, but we had some great back and forth negotiations, and I thought what he offered was more than fair. So glad to get a deal done with him. All right, and Badaki's up on the clock here.
I am up on the clock. Wow, interesting. Okay. I really want Mbuka here.
Yeah.
I'm happy to listen for the 201. I know who I would take here. In my rankings, he's the best player available, and I feel pretty confident in my running backs right now. Wow. So,
okay, so that's pretty clear cut. If you want a non-running back on the board, I wonder who it could be. Send an offer to Badaki. It's a mystery. Bears, it's a mystery.
I just got a crazy, hold on.
Just got an exploding trade offer.
I mean,
I'm gonna let that explode, Tigre. I'm not gonna lie to you, brother. That shit gonna explode, dog.
I'm gonna let that explode, easy.
Nah, you're just trying to get me outside of a tier I don't want to be outside of. Can I ask everyone, by the way, on the exploding trade offers on Sleeper? And this is not a shot, a dig at Tigre at all, by the way. I'm more just curious how people feel because, what is your initial reaction when you get an exploding trade offer? My initial reaction is it's always a terrible offer. I don't know why I feel that way. Like, I think the feature was made, like, if you are selling someone and you want to send like a really good offer and it's available for a very limited amount of time, then it makes sense. But I don't know, like every time I get an exploding trade offer on Sleeper, my first assumption is that it's probably a terrible offer. Am I the only one who thinks that? Because I don't know. I just... That's just the way I feel. I feel like every time I get an exploding trade offer, I'm like, oh, God, here we go again. It's like that meme. It's about to be a bad offer. An exploding trade offer on Sleeper is when you can send a trade, but you have a timer on it. So let's say, for example, you send a trade offer to someone, but it has a 24-hour timer, right? So it will be unavailable in 24 hours. So it kind of makes you make a decision, I guess. Hypothetically, that's the goal in mind that they have, I think.
Oh man, what to do? I know what to do.
Yeah, and Mark, like that's a very good point. You know, I like, for example, years ago I should have done the exploding trade offer to like Badaki, because Badaki quite look, transparently, you are one of those people where you send a trade offer and it just sits there for ages. Like Badaki is that person.
I mean, this is a fucking shit on Badaki trade. This is shit on Badaki live stream. You know what? I'm just a fucking terrible person.
Please, someone who is in our Dynasty leagues, tell me that's false. Someone who's in our Dynasty leagues, tell me that is not a fair assumption of how Badaki plays Dynasty football. He is very much the person who just leaves.
I'm just a bad person.
No,
I'm just a bad person. I get it.
All right. See, you can take it however you want to, but the reality is, this man just lets it sit in the inbox literally all the time.
I'll take Tyler Warren here. He's my best player available. Down by 11? Come on. There you go, Josh. Come on. Jalen. We're coming back.
Chase says, I have an offer that's been sitting in Zach's inbox for a month. You know the offer. I know the offer. And we've already talked about it. So don't give me that BS. I know exactly what you're talking about. And you're trying to sell me a player you don't want. Let's be real. Let's be real.
All right. I'm just a terrible person.
That is somehow your takeaway there, brother. It's sad, honestly.
That's not my takeaway. It's just how I feel. Now you're devaluing my feelings.
Oh, this guy's exhausting. Oh my gosh.
I don't know. Oh. Ah. Dun, 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 dun. An exploding trade-off is like a timer. You put a timer on an offer so it's not sitting in the inbox the whole time. So people like me, it doesn't come back 2 months later and accepts it when that player is devalued or something, or undervalued. Gotta make free throws, man. You gotta make the free throws. Become alive in the fourth. Huh? Become alive in the fourth. Once again, we're starting new leagues, 4 new leagues. All you have to do is be signed up with the promo code LAND on the Flog Fantasy website. Sign up on that Google Sheet that's on our announcements, and you will be entered to join one of the leagues that I'm creating here, and that those drafts are going to be in June. So definitely stay tuned for that. We're going to be giving away those after the live stream and doing those missed that. I mean, what can you do? He's going to make this shot every time. Got a minute 40 here for Zach on the clock. Unlucky. Down by 9. It's not bad. It is not bad. Appreciate you guys. See how many likes we got here. We got 145 likes, nearly 500 people watching. We really appreciate. We would appreciate you to drop a like here. Just show the channel some love as we do these real rookie drafts for you guys, showing how these values are changing, showing how people are drafting here in some of our leagues. Text, yeah, man. I'll put that. It's under announcements. So go to in our Discord, go to LAN, and then go to announcements and just scroll up. You probably didn't see it. It just says big announcement. What I can do is put that. I can share that link here with you. copy message link, and I'll put that in the chat here for you. Hopefully you can click on that, go there. That's where that link goes to. Then click on that form, sign up. You can only enter once. You can sign up for all 4 leagues, but once your name is pulled, you'll only be entered into 1 league here. Okay? Keep that in mind. Got 5 seconds here for Zach. I'm assuming he has some sort of queue.
Yeah, I got a queue. I'm just talking.
And then Casey will be on the clock.
We'll take Harvey here. I had about 4 people.
Gosh.
I was talking
3
to.
running backs today for Zach here.
Perfect.
Now Casey's
for,
on the clock.
For someone who needed running backs, I am very happy with their outcome so far.
There you go.
Henderson, Judkins, Harvey off the board. And feeling pretty good. I mean, we're going to be able to put Achan in there, Henderson, and then I am very happy in a small starting lineup with start 9 in this league in particular. Right. Meat and potatoes.
Casey has his trade window here.
To be able to put all right.
Yeah.
Trade window here for Casey. I'm going to send you an offer, Casey. Casey, I'm going to send you an offer here. I'm just in the middle of negotiating another offer still. Sorry. What the fuck? Why did it bring me to your... Did you just get a trade offer from me, Badaki?
Hold on, let me check. No, I did not.
Okay. Casey, I'm gonna send you an offer. Sorry, I'm just trying to negotiate a different deal as well. Could they make it easier to trade on the desktop app? My God. Oh, I actually have a great idea. Oh my gosh, hold on. Wait, if you're rebuilding, this is perfect. Holy shit, I'm smart.
Let's go. Let's go.
I mean, I feel like this is... What's up, Darth? Appreciate you, man. He says, love y'all's content. This is where I come for my Dynasty advice. When I went back and watched Zach have one pick in a 2023 draft and select Puka in the 4th round, I was sold. Yeah, look, that was an all-time moment for me, for sure. But we've had our fails, too. All right? If you go back a year, you'll see some Treylon Burks chaos. Okay? So...
I know what's exactly what's happening right here.
All right, Casey, got to put you back on the clock, brother. Never a good sign when
Don't you know? Pump it up.
never feels good when you send a trade and then someone's on the, they've called their trade window and they haven't even opened up the message, and you're 7 minutes in. Never feels good, does it? Never feels good.
Never feels good. And that's okay. It happens, you know? Okay. Let's just see what he does. 2 minutes left here. Don't you know? Pump it up. Let's see. Right. Questionable to return here. Down by 4. The Yankees come. Oh, Yankees. The Knicks come alive in the 4th. Come on, baby. Let's do something special right here, right now. We were down by 20 at one point in this game. Let's not play hero ball. Nice and slow. Let's get to the basket. He takes a shot in the 3. Ring. Down by 1. Let's go. Adonobi. 28-9 run for the Knicks. Sheesh. Move. And we got a moving screen. Let's go. We get the ball back. Talk it up. It's family friendly. And my boy JB's in the chat. Just send me a message. Oh no, never mind. He just sent Zach a message. He's like, Zach, how you feeling? You nervous?
I don't want
Because
to
he knows
talk about it.
OKC. He knows
No,
OKC plays that.
Please.
The game hasn't started yet.
I know, but I don't want people talking about it in the chat.
Okay, say less. Sorry, John. I have no idea how that's possible. I guess because over here I have NBA League Pass, so I don't know how that's possible. Okay. Luther Burden off the board here. Obviously, that's who everyone wanted.
Man, I don't know. I thought I sent a very convincing offer.
That's a late ass foul, dude. Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna make my pick here. I'm gonna take Cam because I'm gonna be happy with whoever he takes here. I'm gonna send you a trade, Ravager. Give me a sec. You let me know what you think.
But Aki takes 2 Giants.
That's right. I think I'm a Giants fan. Might be a homer. Just trying to be like my team. Just trying to be like my team.
I've set a timer, Casey. Just want you to know. On my personal phone, I've set a timer. All right. Trade has been done.
That's what he wanted. See, why we doing that stupid stuff, man?
Let's go! That trade just revived the shit out of me. I'm so hyped right now.
Oh,
Finally, I have never been in a position to draft my beloved Luther Burden. Sheesh. All right, so Casey drafts Luther Burden. Obviously, y'all know I love Luther Burden. A little bit obsessed with him. I take him here at the 203. So we basically swapped, but this is a much bigger deal than I think any of you are anticipating. Are you ready for this? Okay. All right. We're pretty much going full contend at this point. We have sent away a 26 first. It's not mine. It's Billy's. All right. It's Billy's 26 first. I still have my own 26 first. We've sent that away.
Gosh.
We swapped out the 208 and the 203. I did a pick swap from the 307 to the 407, and I swapped our second and thirds in 2026 as well. So, added Sam Laporta to the roster. Yeah, no doubt about it. I was looking if at the 202, in an ideal world, I could land a tight end and an RJ Harvey type of player. Badaki ended up taking Tyler Warren. I ended up starting exploring ideas of, okay, how can I get Burden? And then obviously Casey also had Sam Laporta, and I wanted to add a tight end that I could really go out and start right now. So that deal got done. I would say that's a blockbuster right there. Again, I am sending away a 26 first, which is Billy's, the 208, and a second and a 307 for Sam Laporta, Luther Burden, a third and a fourth, and those are some pick swaps there. So I am hyped about the starting lineup we're about to implement here.
Okay. Let's take it slow, boys. Let's take it slow. Nothing crazy. Oh, you won't take the shot?
All right. I'm open to moving off this pick. Open to hearing offers.
How is that not a foul?
And by the way, to everybody who is here watching, important to remember that you can enter today's giveaway, which is our 2025 rookie draft bundle. All you have to do is type land into the YouTube chat and like the stream. Those are the two simple ways that you can enter today's giveaway. Appreciate y'all for being here. Again, like the stream, type land, and you'll be entered into our giveaway for today, which will be at the end of today's stream. Can you find out for me, Badaki, who ended up winning the toilet bowl?
Yes, I definitely can do that. Give me a second. Okay. Toilet bowl was Billy.
Okay.
Yes, Billy won the toilet bowl.
Can you tag him and let him know?
Sure.
I am hyped to get my first share of Mr. Luther Burden. Look, I probably shouldn't waste our time here. I am probably going to go ahead and draft Trey Harris. I'll just go ahead and say it there. I'll draft Trey Harris here. I am so thrilled with what we have done today with this roster. Not only did we add Henderson, Judkins, Harvey, we also added to our wide receiver depth with Burden and Harris, and we also added Sam Laporta. I mean, when this draft is done, this lineup is going to fill out so nicely. I am so excited to have like a Daniels, Achane, Henderson, Jefferson, Puka, Laporta, and then in our flex, we can go between Harvey, Judkins, Adunze, Olave. I'm hyped. And Billy is active with us, so he will be able to make the comp pick, which Badaki will need to make a graphic for. So, so we can, as best we can, stop people from asking the questions that they already have answers to. And this works out well because Casey's a Seahawks fan, I believe. So he grabs his Jalen Milroe there.
Frank. First pick here at the 211 coming up. And then El Tigre is also first pick at the 212 is also coming up. I wonder what I traded my third round pick for.
I'll be back.
No worries. All right. Even though they didn't give us a foul, we're currently down by 3. And that's exactly what you want. That's exactly what you want. Down by 20 at one point in the second or the third, if I'm not mistaken. And the Knicks are only down by 3 now. There goes Jalen Knoll, excuse me. I was surprised Ravagers took Jaden Higgins. I thought he was going to go Jack Best or Trey Harris there. So that kind of makes me feel okay trading that 208 because I was kind of hoping one of those guys was going to fall to me or somebody else was going to fall. I was thinking of taking Milroe there at the 208, but the fact that I can... Come on, get the rebound. Slow it down, please. Let's slow it down. Sorry. Brunson in the corner by himself. Talk it up, boys. I need everyone in the chat right now.
Jalen Knoll off the board. Great pick. Love me some Jalen Knoll there. All right, let's while we're waiting on
I need to do this thing. Or you can do it. Or you can do it and then once somebody...
I don't know what you're referring to. Sorry, what are you referring to?
I was going to say like start doing like these giveaways one at a time.
Oh, I thought we were only doing one today. I thought that we were only doing one.
I meant like you can start doing one now, but we could do it at the end. Doesn't matter. Well, I guess we could do it now. So we have all the people that's with us. I don't know. It doesn't really matter.
All right. Well, I was going to get to some questions on the flock site. That's where I was going there.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. All right, let me pull that up here. Ass and TDs asked me a question here. This is something that I answered offline for him because he was actually on the clock. But I appreciate you for that super message there, Ass and TDs. As we see Shador Sanders coming off the board there. WLH, what's up, man? It looks like you are asking if you send away a late second in Jahmyr Gibbs for Rashee Rice, the 107, the 108, and an early second in 2025. So let's say that is RJ Harvey. Then it's one of Judkins or Henderson or Hampton or McMillan or Hunter. And then the 108. What do you think about this? It's a 12-team start 10. Let's have a look at his team here.
Yeah, let's have a look.
If he sends away Jahmyr Gibbs, I don't see Gibbs on either of the teams that are highlighted, unfortunately. But let me see. Where is Gibbs actually at?
We got trade window here, by the way. Trade window.
Okay, trade window. We'll go ahead and pause the draft. And trade window has begun. Let's see. So Jahmyr Gibbs here, Chuba Hubbard. If they make this trade, they're a clear team that probably should rebuild. What do you guys think about a haul like this for Jahmyr Gibbs? So you're basically getting Rice. Let's put names to it. Rice, McMillan, one of the Warren or Golden or Loveland or Igbuka, whoever you want there, and RJ Harvey. That's a pretty decent haul for Gibbs. I'm not opposed to that. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm not opposed to it. I feel like I really want to know where that second is. Is that second 201? 20, that's how the bounces go. I think that's my biggest question, because I think if I look at Rice 108, 107, 108, but that's also the 201. That's 3 first-round talented players, technically. Whoever falls to that 201, that could be Dart, Golden, and Buka. That could be Tyler Warren, as you can see here. So I think it just really depends where that early second is. But if that's the 204, I think I'm more than willing to kind of be like, oh, I think I want something else. I guess that's where that late second's at, right? So if I'm giving up that 201, I want to keep that late second. But if I'm giving up the 205 to the 204, then all right, let's keep that late first and then do the 3-for-1 or something like that.
Yeah,
I don't know. That's kind of
like a Bo Nix onto this, and we send back a.
But I think at the end of the day, I think I would just rather.
What about a Jared Goff Bo Nix swap? Is that enough? On top, I think that would be enough on top for me. Or you could instead of Goff, you could go Purdy potentially. So yeah, I think that's a fine counter if you want to get there. Pigeon Man here with a trade question. Appreciate you, my friend. But Aki, can you let people know or put the link in the chat for people if they want to?
Yeah, if you want to
send a question on the site. He's sending away Darnold and Wilson. He's getting back the 111 and Michael Penix. So let's put a name to this. Let's say Emeka Egbuka, right? So you're getting Egbuka and Penix for Darnold and Wilson. It's a 10-team start 10. KTC has Garrett Wilson valued around like the 103, 102. I personally don't think you can sell him for that. I don't think anyone out there is trading the 102 for Garrett Wilson. I just don't see that happening. But I think he's more valued around that like 105 range. So would you tear down from the 105 to the 111 basically to swap from Penix to Darnold?
No.
Okay, so Badaki wouldn't. It's pretty close for me.
I wouldn't do it. And I'll give you my answer. The reason why Pigeon Man, because I'm not believing Sam Darnold's success came from him. I think it came from the environment around him.
Okay, so you would do this trade then?
No, I'm saying I wouldn't. I don't believe Sam Darnold is going to be the value of that, or should be the value of that.
Okay, so you would do this trade then? is what you're saying. You would take the 111 and Michael Penix.
Oh, yes. Sorry, I apologize. I
Okay.
thought he was getting Sam Darnold, so I apologize.
All right, so we're on the same page there.
Yes,
Flap
sorry.
Boyle here, trade question, says, got offered the 101 for Brian Thomas Jr., wanted another cornerstone wide receiver to replace. Is that good? Can add a 26 first for the 110. Got the 101, got offered the 101 for Brian Thomas. So it looks like this is the deal. He's sending away Brian Thomas, the 106, and another first. No, I don't know if I understand this one that much, because Brian Thomas and the 101 are pretty equivalent, but then you're sending away the 106 to move to the 110. And Roma Dunze is not a hot commodity right now. You can trade for him pretty easily. I think I'd pretty comfortably stick with the 101 side of this.
I'm there. I completely agree. I want to keep that as well.
Yeah. Sorry, I meant the 106 side of this is what I meant to say. I'm gonna keep the 106 side of this. I think moving from
Brian
the 106
Thomas, right?
to the 110.
Is that what you're talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm keeping Brian Thomas. Is that not the one with the 101? No, it's the opposite side. You're right. So I'm keeping Brian Thomas side.
Yeah, same here. I think that the 106 to the 110 is different in value, significantly different in value in every draft I'm in. So I don't like that you're doing that. When you look at Brian Thomas and the 101 pretty much equivalent on value, I don't think you're getting enough in return for sending this package away, in my humble opinion. So hopefully that is helpful, my friend. As we're going to put Crank Statham back on the clock. Are you keeping track of these trade windows for us?
Yeah. On double.
Okay, if you're getting the Brian Thomas Jr. side, then I like it, Pierre.
Yeah, I like that as well.
I like the Brian Thomas Jr. side of that. Yeah.
This game's crazy, yeah. I don't know if you're watching, but this game's crazy. But Crank's on the clock here. 3 minutes left. You're gonna miss that. Fudge. Come on, boys. Let's lock in. You see what they start doing? They get hot, and then they do all this stuff where they play hero ball. They make their mental mistakes. Relax. Play it slow, man. It's like you're back at the Y. You're not gonna take the three. You're gonna go take it to the rim, kid. But what do I know? I know nothing, right? I know nothing about basketball. Just a casual fan that watches during the playoffs.
Yeah,
that's okay.
Wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that. All right, down by one. It's okay.
Nothing wrong with that. All right, as Crank is on the clock here, he's got plenty of great options available to him.
Let me see. Crank, I'll send you something. I don't think you sent me anything. I don't think you want anyone on my team, but I'll send you something.
I'm just going to go to our announcements tab and reply to this, and I'm going to say raffling off League One tonight after round 4 of this real rookie draft. And then I'll send people the link so they know where we are doing it. I think what we should do is start with the $50 leagues, and we'll leave the $150 league to the end of
the last one.
These giveaways.
All right, let's
pause here as we had Tootin and Taylor come off the board, and now this is Billy's comp pick. And if you want to explain to the people what the comp pick is while I add this for Billy.
Yeah. So the comp pick is the winner of the toilet bowl. So to give you a little bit more incentive to not go ahead and tank is that you can get an extra pick here, which could be of value for the toilet bowl.
That's right. It won't show up on the draft screen, but Elijah Arroyo was the pick here from Billy. So he's going to take Elijah Arroyo off the clock here and add him to his team. You won't see it on the draft board. Your commissioner has to manually add that pick in, and then everybody needs to refresh the draft, and Arroyo will no longer be on the ADP. Padaki's going to make a graphic for us so people can recognize that it's no longer available. He's no longer available. But yeah, essentially the way it works, the top 6 go into the playoffs, the bottom 6 go into the toilet bowl, and they fight for the comp pick, which is at the 213 essentially. But again, it won't be shown on the screen.
This is intense, bro.
Still says, I can't wait for the comment after the stream that says, why wasn't Arroyo drafted? I know. It's going to happen. We got to be prepared for it. As Jaden Blue comes off the board, as well as Mason Taylor. And Dylan Sampson also gone.
I said it was Elijah Arroyo that went, you said?
Yes, sir. As Kyle Williams also coming off the board there. Love me some Kyle Williams. Like the pick. Daniel Macy back on the clock. If you remember, he went Cam Ward at the 104, Golden at the 111. And now he's got his 3rd and 4th round picks to play around with.
Make this comp pick. Elijah Arroyo.
Gabriel says, in my league, the toilet bowl gets their money back and the 101. How you finish in the toilet bowl determines your picks 1 to 6, force you to always compete. I just think the problem with that, look, that definitely makes sense. But the problem is that you're almost never going to reward the worst team with the best pick and the best chance to actually rebuild. That's my only problem with that format, because I've heard some people use it. Don't mind the idea of getting like money back and stuff. That's pretty cool. But the idea of like you have to win the toilet bowl to get the 101, it kind of, to me at least, kind of goes against those people who are truly like have the worst teams. Like imagine the amount of teams you and I review, Badaki, where clearly people have taken advantage of other people and these teams are like awful. If you're in a league like that and that's how you decide the draft format, I mean, those people would just never have a chance to rebuild their teams. But I can see the pros and cons to it for sure.
Yeah. Oh boy. Do I not have Elijah Arroyo's image? You're kidding me. Come on, boys.
Yeah. Brent says, my league gives a consolation bracket winner the first pick. I don't like it either, because the worst team this year is now picking 6th. They don't have a chance without selling off players.
Oh my
It's
gosh,
tough.
dude.
It's tough for sure. It looks like Daniel Macy was sniped. It looks like he was lining up Kyle Williams there with his next pick. I need to change the clock to 3 minutes. Apologies,
3
guys.
minutes, yeah. 3 minutes. What you know about that? What you know about that? I don't know about that. All right, guys. I just need all great energy here if you're a Knicks fan. Come on.
What's up, Chad? He says, when do you think you'll get to my team review? So I'll walk you guys through how these reviews are looking tonight, okay? If you're wanting to get your team playbook done tonight, let me walk this through for you, okay? So I can tell you guys that Marty, NJ, Cody, Rob are all done. They're offline. Spider Mike is going to be first up. B-Turts is offline, as well as Boss Man. Jeb will be the next one. Then Selly, and then NFL Chisel. So those are the people who are lined up tonight. If you didn't hear your name, your offline playbook is either done or you purchase an offline playbook. Okay, so that is the order that we'll do after the real draft today. Okay.
All I'm about to put this on the drive here for you.
Okay.
Elijah Royal. All right, that's up.
Okay, cool.
Foul to give here. You watching this with me, Zach? You live with me?
I'm watching it.
All right. I just want to make sure you're here with me.
Oh my.
I just love support. I don't know where you're at. I don't know how far up you're at.
I'm not gonna say anything.
Oh no!
Yeah.
How are you so ahead of me?
I'm on League Pass, bro.
I'm on League Pass as well.
Check out your internet, brother. He has to make that. He has to make that. There's no way you can miss that.
Just
You make that at the YMCA. You make that at the YMCA, brother. That's tough. You gotta hope it goes to OT at this point. There's only 0.1%, oh, 0.1 seconds on the clock anyway. So it's probably gonna go OT. Oh, 0.6%, 0.6 seconds.
yeah, but like
Casey, this is gonna get auto picked.
Knowing our luck,
So,
this is gonna be. They're gonna make a half court shot or something.
just so you guys know, Casey did just trade the 307 and the 409 to Macy for the 304. So that trade just went down in this draft to take Terrence Ferguson. What's up, Jake? Welcome in, friend. All right, 0.6 seconds on the clock here. The Celtics are inbounding the ball here.
On half court? Oh gosh, no, dude. This is gonna be heartbreaking, gut wrenching. If they make this.
Yeah.
All right, that's great. Overtime. That's great. Hey, the fact that we're here is phenomenal. We were down by 20. That's all right, Brunson. Go ahead. Close that out, baby. Close it out. Close it out. Come on.
Yeah, Casey, you had the trade window go through and you had about 15 seconds on the clock, brother. Look, I don't know exactly what to tell you, but we said at the beginning of the stream that if you trade for a pick and it's on the clock, we're not going to give additional time on the clock. I mean, we can go to a vote if you want to ask, but that is something that we did say at the very beginning of the stream, and we say it every stream with these real rookie drafts. If you trade for a pick, whatever amount of time is on the clock, that's what you get. You got to have your queue ready. But we can pause if you want. Do you want to, who did you want? Do you want to put a vote on it? Do you want to see if the league is happy to let you get the player that you wanted?
I would imagine that player is off the board already. Looking at his team, I think he would have wanted a quarterback there.
It's why we're so intentional about saying these things, I'm sorry, Casey. You gotta have that queue ready. We were super intentional about it. I'm sorry, Casey. You gots to be prepared. You gots to have that queue ready to go, people. Especially if you're going to trade with someone who has no trade window and, you gots to be ready. I apologize that happened to you, bro. Definitely apologize that happened, man. Not fun when it happens to you.
Yeah.
Jarquez Hunter, I love that pick. Forgot
Jock, who's
Sanders
here?
went off the board as well.
So, and then we refresh because I see Elijah Royals off the board.
Honestly, though, I do like Terrence Ferguson a lot. I think he's the steal there. I'm sorry, dude. I do love me some Terrence Ferguson. If it helps, if it makes you feel any better, I had Terrence Ferguson slightly ranked ahead of Tyler Shuck, if that's who you were after there. All right, should we... Benaki, how exactly do you want to do this with these league spots that you're giving away?
We can just roll it. So you can take all those names, like grab the email, username in Discord, or you can just grab the Flock username in Discord, copy that and put it on there, and then whichever one is picked, what you would have to do. I was trying to figure out a way to like filter them, but I'm having a hard time trying to do that. So for example, if somebody wins, somebody that submitted 3 times, so let's just say like Stay
Woody
Puffed
Marks and Brashard Smith are off the board.
like let's just say for example Stay Puff is picked, then we'll take his name off the list. You just have to find his name and then delete it. Does that make sense? Like when you do
so
when you do the spin the wheel. Well, I won't be able to share my screen. So
okay. I thought we would have like a more organized way to do this, not gonna lie.
well, what other way will you think? That's what I said. It was going to spin the wheel with the names. Apparently my mic is crackling, by the way.
All right, let's fix that then. All right. Should be fixed now. Badaki, can you talk for us?
Hello, 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 hello. Can you hear me?
Yep, you should be good.
Let me know.
All right, so we're gonna raffle off that first league. Then it is the Manhattan League, June 9th, at 8:30 p.m. is when that draft is. June 9th, 8:30 p.m. And what we'll do is I'll add all of the names that have entered, and I'll add their Discord. And you're gonna have to keep track of this, Badaki.
Yeah. Yep.
And we're gonna raffle this off. These are all the people who have entered to the Manhattan League. Okay. We have, I think, over 125 entries total, but these are the people who specifically entered for this league. And yeah, so this one is the Manhattan League. Anything you want to say about that before I spin here? We'll go person by person, maybe.
Good luck. Good luck.
Here we go. Badaki's going to message you, but if you are not an annual Mother Flocker member with code LAND, after he checks, we're going to have to give it to someone else. So keep that in mind. These are all the people who submitted to be in the Manhattan League. How many spots am I raffling off? Because you have yourself and you have who else in the league as manager?
So myself and Macy and Joel.
Okay,
so we're gonna have
raffling off 9 spots then.
Yes.
Okay, here we go. The first spot we are raffling off to the Manhattan League. The following name is going to enter. That is Dutchy. So Dutchy is going to get into that league. Congratulations, Dutchy. And we're now going to remove Dutchy here from the giveaway. So Dutchy is number 1, as we have Ollie Gordon, who just came off the board there. Let me mark that off on my end. All right, Ollie Gordon coming off the board here. Our second out of 9 spots here from the Manhattan League. The second person who wins a spot is NALBERS 15, Nalbers 15. Badaki, if you want to write that down, that is our second winner of this spot.
Okay, awesome.
All right, third winner here. Oh wait, I need to take Nalbers out. I'll do that in a second. Third winner is Crush 5. So Crush 5 is also one. Nalbers, where's Nalbers at?
Oh, I gotta make a pick here. Give me a second. Can you just hold on? I'm gonna check my rankings here. See who I should be taking. All right, I am going to be taking. Wow, can't believe this guy fell. All right, I'll take Pat Bryant here, third round wide receiver in the 4th.
Nice. All right, so Nalbers and Crush, you need to write those down.
Nalbers and Crush, which I have.
3rd out of 9.
And I'll contact you if not, if you can message me as well. If not, I'll still message you guys regardless. Go ahead. 4
out of 9 here. Next name that we are spinning for, it looks like it's so close, but it is Nate Dogg.
Nate Dogg.
Nate Dogg is officially in. That is 4 out of 9 spots here. And we're spinning again. The 5th spot in this league is going to... So close. It looks like it's Rag Devac. Okay. Rag Devac.
Okay.
All right, number 6. Again,
yeah, I'm writing these down. No worries.
All right, that was 5. This is 6 out of 9. The 6th spot out of 9 is going to... It looks like Stay Puffed 184. All right. That is 6. Now we're going to 7 out of 9. The 7th spot is going to... Wolf Manax. Wolf Manax. Badaki's going to write this down for you. That is the 7th spot there.
I'm writing it down. Nice. Go ahead. All right. Congrats. Number 8. Two more left for this one. Manhattan League.
Just seeing the end of this game.
This is crazy.
You're
13 seconds.
That's crazy. Okay, this is 8 out of 9, right? Next one is 8 out of 9.
What?
All right, I'm going to assume this is 8 out of 9, guys. Here we go. 8th spot in this Manhattan League is going to Crop Top Killa. Crop Top Killa is getting that 8th spot and the very last spot for the Manhattan League. And we'll do this 3 more times in the next 3 streams, by the way, guys. The next spot for the Manhattan League, the last spot for the Manhattan League here, is officially... It is Dayton 808. So Dayton 808 is that last spot for the Manhattan League. We're still raffling off 3 spots. And that is in future streams. So congratulations to everyone who got involved and won a spot. If you didn't win a spot, don't stress. You still have plenty of time. There are still plenty of leagues that you can get involved in. As I am on the clock here.
Yeah, awesome. Appreciate you guys. Once again, I'll send you a message here soon.
Alec, Jalen Royals went. Pat Bryant went. Tesla went. Thornton went. Okay. It's the 4th round. I'm going to take Dylan Gabriel here for fun. If he wins that job, I can see what he's worth in season. Savion Williams comes off the board as well as Oradon Gazdin. But again, we have 3 more leagues that we are raffling off. If you want to get involved, then you can become... You have to be an annual Mother Flocker, remember, with the promo code LAND. And then check out these instructions here Badaki gave on our Discord.
All right, awesome. I'll have to update that after. I'll send you guys all those messages. All right, they had a foul to give. It looks like Townsend fouled out. 3 seconds, up by 3. They're going to have to take this shot here.
As Restrepo's off the board.
My body's like shaking, genuinely. Like, that's how nervous I am for this game.
But congratulations to everybody who got in the Manhattan League. Again, we'll be raffling off 3 more leagues here.
So then our next live stream, we will be raffling off those leagues. I'll let you know. I'm pretty sure it's going to be Wednesday night your time. I'm just going to double check that Echo draft. I'll let you know exactly what time. Once again, we're going to do the same thing. Yeah, so Wednesday night, May 7th for you guys. That's the next time we will be live doing a rookie draft. So we will be live tomorrow, but we won't be doing that raffle, okay? So definitely stay tuned. If you guys still have that time to sign up with the promo code LAND to try and enter. If you wanted to, if you're watching this now, maybe you're watching this later, all you have to do is sign up with the promo code LAND. And even everyone that is won today, I still have to double check their system to make sure they're the promo code LAND. If not, we're going to re-raffle one of those spots later if they aren't locked in. So once again, if you guys have won today, send me a message on Discord. But if not, I will reach out to you once I double check everything is correct on the back end, and then we'll go from there. And I'll send you a link to that league here. 3.3 seconds here. Let's go. Let's go. It's game one, baby.
Game one in the books.
They didn't believe in us. Down by 20 in the third. And Jalen Clutch Brunson came back, got that shit done. I'm sorry, this is family friendly. This is probably the most I've ever cursed on the stream. And I genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, I truly apologize for everyone that is watching, that has watched, or is going to watch in the future. I truly apologize. It's not how we normally roll here, okay? But I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for being with us.
Big win from the New York Knicks. And the good news is that we will get Badaki back here with us on the stream. As Damon Martinez goes off the board, we have one more pick before we get into some team playbooks. Appreciate y'all for being here with us, and we will give away our rookie draft bundle right after this pick. So it's your last chance to enter. All you have to do is type in LAND into the YouTube chat and like the stream. Those are the two simple ways to enter today's giveaway. Appreciate y'all for being here. As Gunnar Helm is the last pick in this draft, I'm going to go ahead and go to my team now and just quickly see what it's going to look like here, because I am loving what we have built. Let's see. So 3 players over the limit. We'll look at that in a second. But I'll probably drop Disley here. Fine with that. De'Ami Brown, you can go. Fine with that. And then beyond that, we will have to make a pretty tough call. I'm honestly tempted to drop Christian Watson.
I'll send you a 4th right now for him.
Will you?
Yeah, in 2026, why not?
Okay.
I'm rebuilding, so let's just see what happens.
Send it through.
Look at that live trade.
That's almost never happened.
I'm rebuilding, so I let's just get it done. Here we go. Christian Watson, 26 4th.
All right.
There you go.
And he's off the team now, so that makes life a little bit easier when trying to fill out this squad. But let's have a look at what it could look like here. Achan, and we're going to go ahead and put Henderson in there at RB2. After that, we have Jefferson, Puka, Laporta. And in our flex spot, we have Olave, Adunze. But we can also choose between RJ Harvey, Judkins, Burden, Harris, Etienne. We've also got Jordan Mason there, Bryce Young as our quarterback 3. Still have our first-round pick next year, 2/3 and a 2/4. Still have all of our future picks. I'm feeling pretty good about this roster. I honestly think we can go pretty damn far with this one. You know, if we can't trust Adunze out of the gates, we'll put Quinton Judkins there in our flex spot. If we can't trust Olave, then let's see what Etienne's doing, and RJ Harvey, and you know, some of these other names. So feeling pretty spectacular about what we have been able to build there with this squad. Badaki, what does your team look like after the NFL draft? You want to walk people through that?
Yeah, just setting it up here. So JJ McCarthy, Chase Brown, Ashton Genty, Drake London, Brian Thomas, Colston Loveland here. I got Ricky Pearsall, and let's put Jack Besh in there as well in the starting lineup there. Ricky Pearsall, and my second quarterback, which is not the strongest because once again still rebuilding, is Jackson Dart here. I got Cam Scatterbull on the bench, Pat Bryant there, and Tyler Warren on the bench there as well. And I just got to acquire Christian Watson, even though he's probably not going to do anything right now.
Yep.
Looking for low-end quarterback. Give me a cheap. I'll take Russell for somebody. Who has Russell Wilson right now, actually?
Why do you want
I
Russell
like
Wilson?
because I want to compete.
I think you need to look yourself in the mirror, unfortunately, there, brother. But that was fun, guys. We appreciate you big time for being a part of that. We are going to jump into some team playbooks here, okay? So, again, friendly little reminder, just so everybody knows exactly what the flow of today is going to go. We just did our 2025 Delta rookie draft, and now we're jumping into some real team playbooks. Marty McSwoley, NJ Casanova, Cody, and Rob, your offline playbooks are done, and Badaki is going to pump them out for you today. Now, here are the other people that we are going to do live on today's stream. Spider Mike is live on today's stream. Seb is live on today's stream. Selly and NFL Chisel. Those are all live on today's stream. If your name is B Turts, if your name is Bossman, and if your name is T Rosen, you currently have the offline version. If you want to upgrade for our annual members, it's only a $7 super message on the Flock site. For our non-annual members, it's just a $10 super message on the Flock site. I sent most of you guys messages, but Spider Mike is the team we're going to look at here first. And if you guys are looking at these reviews and you want yours, well, you want to know what to do with your draft picks, you want to know what trades to make, what direction to go with your dynasty team, you can get a live review from us, and then afterwards, the team playbook, which is a game plan for your offseason. You can get that by becoming a promo code LAND annual Mother Flocker member. You'll get this voucher that you use through the Flock store. Just make sure when you are choosing us, you get that live tier. You got to slide that up to get the live tier if you want it done on the stream right now. With the demand, typically we wouldn't ask for it, but with the demand right now, in order to feature you on the live stream, you got to slide that tier right on up to live. It's only $7 additional for our annual members and $10 for our annual members. It is a fantastic time to become an annual member because not only do you get our rookie report, you get the playbook, you get the Dynasty Trade Dial, which is a tool that has over 4,000 data points of when to buy and sell every position in Dynasty football. You get the free trade question voucher, a start-sit voucher in season that you can use, our rankings, the premium tools and databases on the website. You unlock our complete Discord. You unlock the hotline where you can call into the show. There are so many benefits to being a promo code LAND annual Mother Flocker member. In fact, I want to take a second just quickly and go to our hotline because I know we have one submission from last week, and I want to quickly hear from Lad fan Lad's number one fan. Let's hear from him here as he called into the show here on May 2nd.
I traded down from the 1.02 to the 1.06 in a single quarterback league, and I ended up going from Hampton to Judkins. I wanted to know, is it worth sending a 28 first to get back Hampton? And then what do you think the point differential will be in actual fantasy football between a guy like Judkins and Hampton?
It's a really good question. First off, if you can send a single 28 first round pick for Omari and Hampton, no brainer. I mean, do that. Yeah. Do that yesterday. Okay.
No
100%.
question.
If that's something that you can go out there and pull off, just a random, 2028 first round pick for Omari and Hampton, the 102 in this class, you got to go do that. There's no reason not to. But as far as the difference between a Judkins and a Hampton, Hampton does seem to be the running back that's going to be a little bit more involved in the air. When you look at a Najee Harris and a Marion Hampton, Hampton seems like the guy who has a better skill set as a receiving back. But I will say, I do think Najee will have a bigger role year one than a Dylan Sampson will when you're looking at them. So I imagine the point per game difference, you have to factor in the fact that we're part of a very good offense in Los Angeles and a very bad offense in Cleveland as well. And a defense that was terrible last year that could not keep their, offense on the field. Or they actually kept their offense on the field, if that makes sense. So all I'm saying is that the Browns might have to throw the ball a lot in late game scenarios, so you have to consider that as well. I think there's probably going to be a point per game difference of around, let's say, 3 to 4 points per game between those two names. But if you're able to trade back and get some big addition on top of it to go to Judkins, I have no problem with that whatsoever.
Yeah, I'm kind of there with you. I think these guys could potentially have a similar fantasy outlook just based off of, once again, like Zach was saying, you have Najee Harris in that backfield with the Marion. Then you have, Quinshon Judkins there leaning on this backfield, but probably not getting the workload that we hope because they're down so often. is he going to be involved in the air so much? So I appreciate you, number one Lad fan. Love the question. Once again, if you are signed up with the promo code LAND, you can get on the show like that, right? Link your Discord, and then you can submit on the hotline there. A nice little feature that we have for our LAND community there. So we appreciate you.
Yeah, appreciate you big time. All right, let's do this giveaway before we get into these team playbooks. Remember, we were giving away our rookie draft bundle. 68 of you signed up, and now we are spinning the wheel. Let's see who the winner is today. Spinning the wheel in 3, 2, 1, and our winner for the rookie draft bundle today is the Pigeon Man, which we know very well. The Pigeon Man, can you remind us what your Discord name is? Please tell us what your Discord name is, and Badaki's going to send you that bundle here straight away, my friend. But while we're waiting on that, let's jump into these team playbooks, shall we?
Yeah, not Mr. Muff, but Spider Monkey, appreciate you. Thank you so much for the support.
Spider Mike, 12. Actually.
Spider Mike, I said Spider Monkey.
And he did upgrade to live, by the way. Just want to.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. 2 quarterback, 12 teams, start 12. So that's depth is king, meaning wide receivers are deep in this league. He says this is a best ball FSC listener league. Okay, I only got a rookie pick in the startup and traded it a 26-second for Dart in the rookies draft at the 204. Feels like a possible punt, but would wait until midseason to make the call. Let me know what you think and if there are some wide receiver moves to target. Okay, that's awesome. So you're here in the league with the FSC boys. Mr. Muffet is your name. You're currently ranked 4th. All right, and this is 2 quarterback. Okay, Bo Nix, Jared Goff, Jackson Dart. You got him at the 204 in a super flex league. I think that's pretty significant. Obviously, you can see how those boys are valuing Jackson Dart over there, which is totally okay. We all have different opinions. At the running back position, Jahmyr Gibbs, Kenneth Walker, Christian McCaffrey there. So good running back room for this year. And then you can start up to 7 wide receivers. And here you're starting 7. Puka Nacua, Rome Odunze, Ricky Pearsall, Cooper Kupp, Keon Coleman, Rashid Shaheed, and Demario Douglas, which isn't the strongest wide receiver room, with Mark Andrews and Evan Ingram. So this is a 0.5 tight end premium, which I'm assuming you're going to be slotting into that Mark Andrews, Evan Ingram into that flex, even Christian McCaffrey into that flex position there. So not a bad team. You're saying you think this is a punt. I think you could potentially compete with this. I'm not sure if Zach is feeling that same way.
Yeah, I mean, looking, when you guys finish your draft and you come to the stream and we look at your draft haul, but if I'm not mistaken, Jackson Dart is the only player he drafted this year, right?
Yeah, he said the only rookie pick he had was trading a 26-second for Dart at the 204, which I think is personally a steal.
Yeah, I like that.
Getting a first-round quarterback.
Thinking about the starting lineup right now, right? It would be Nix, Goff, Gibbs, Walker, Puka, Odunze, Andrews, and then this is a start 12. That's as big as I've ever seen a lineup for the most part. Start 12. That means you now have 5 flex spots, essentially. Okay, you have to start 5 more names. So those 5 names are probably Evan Ingram, McCaffrey, Kupp, Keon, and then I don't know exactly where that last name comes from, but I might be intrigued about maybe sending our 26 first away for a receiver on the team like this. Because I do think this team can compete with like the combination of Nix, Goff, Gibbs, Walker, CMC, Puka alone. I definitely think that you can compete. He says, during the startup, I was on a golf trip, so wasn't consulting lists and probably whiffed on a few value spots. But yeah, I certainly don't look at this team and think, yeah, it's time to tear it down. Like, I definitely think that you can compete with a team like this. Sherney, we'll look at this super chat right after we finish Mike's team here. Thanks for your patience. I apologize for skipping that, but we'll get right to that. But yeah, I mean, in a best ball format, I definitely think this team is competitive. You can go the other route too, where you say, okay, let's sell off Goff, Rodgers, McCaffrey, Kupp, Andrews, Ingram. Like, there's definitely 2 ways you can go about this if you want. But in a best ball format, I certainly think that you're a competitive roster.
Yeah, I think so as well.
The guy who's called the Art of the Tank isn't going to compete with you. You'll be competing with MWM Clean for sure, but you have a better tight end room than them. You probably have a better wide receiver room than them. Friend of Trev, their running back room is nowhere near as good as yours. So, like, there's definitely teams that you're competing with, but I think you have just as good of a chance to win this as I look at all these rosters as anyone else. We'll see Bush's team here. Yeah, I don't see why you can't go out there and compete with the you might have the most complete roster. You just probably don't have the most top end talent. So
exactly, yeah, and that's kind of how I feel here. Because once again, you can start another tight end. Evan Ingram can have some boom weeks. Christian McCaffrey. So
did you just see his waiver wire? What in the world is going on with your waiver wire, dude? Let's go add Kyle Williams. Let's go add Tyler Shuck. Who else is on there? That Jalen
Kyle
Knoll.
Williams, Jalen Knoll. You can do Trevor Etienne if you want. Taj Brooks, I know, is a big one.
Taj Brooks. Guy.
These are all the guys. These are all the guys. If you just watch that pick'em video, is people that we said to go pick up on the waiver wire because they can have some good opportunity here.
100%. Like, I would be willing to spend. Oh, he says those guys aren't available. Okay.
Okay.
Are any of them available at all? Let us know if any of them are available, Mike. Because that is going to be important context to know. So none of them are available whatsoever. Is that correct? Okay, none of them are available.
Okay, interesting.
Okay, so we'll actually leave that then. But if the rookies are not available, are there any other names that you would want to pick up on this waiver wire? Probably not.
There's no one here. Yeah, but look, let's get into it here. I'll go into your untouchables. Puka Nacua, Jahmyr Gibbs are two guys we're gonna put as untouchables. Holds. For me, I think for Zach, most likely be Ricky Pearsall, Roma Dunze. We don't want to move those guys. And the drops, even though this is a best ball league, I guess you don't necessarily have to drop these guys. But if there's somebody else in that waiver wire that you wanted to, or just to, free up some roster space, I feel like names like these are the guys I'll probably prioritize: Trey Tucker, Emmanuel Wilson, Stone Smart. And then the last one, I would like to keep the names like Kendrick Bourne just to see what happens. And Nick Westbrook-Akini, sometimes they have, some random weeks where they kind of pop off, but probably Aiden O'Connell will probably be the next guy I would then drop. So Trey Tucker, Emmanuel Wilson, Stone Smart, and then Aiden O'Connell are the four guys I'll be okay dropping, specifically in the best ball league, not necessarily worrying about them having boom games. But once again, if there's no one on your waiver wires, and there's really no point in dropping any of these guys if you didn't need to, since it is best ball. I'm going to put you in that contender pathway. I think Zach will most likely say the same thing, unless I know he's writing a message to the devs to make sure that it's nice and clear. But I think this is definitely going to be a contender pathway, like we kind of mentioned. Overall team grade, I think this is a good team. Personally, in my eyes, I'm seeing this more as like a B+. Obviously, you're missing a little bit of that depth, but once again, in the best ball format, I really like that. And obviously, just with the draft capital, you have all your drafts, all your draft picks outside that 26 seconds. So let's just keep that at a B flat there for me.
Yeah, apologies. I just submitted a little note with our devs, but okay. All right, so Bo Nix, Jahmyr Gibbs, Puka Nacua, Roma Dunze, great core, like Badaki said. Did you give an overall team grade for this squad here?
Yeah, I said this is like a B+. I kind of like where he's at right now.
I definitely agree with you that it's a strong contender.
Yeah, so contender B+ in the draft capital. I just gave it a B because he does have his future first. The only thing he doesn't have is the second in 26, which I think that's fine. He gets an extra third there anyway, so...
All right, I think some players I'm willing to sell. Aaron Rodgers. I'm willing to sell Cooper Kupp as well. You might have to wait in season to sell some of these names. if there's a team that needs help, Evan Ingram at tight end, Evan Ingram we could potentially move in a tight end premium format. Not 100% opposed to selling Roma Dunze with this guy's team. If you can go to like a player that you know is going to help you compete right here, right now, but it's still relatively young, I'm open to that as well. I'm also not 100% opposed to selling Jared Goff. I think if Aaron Rodgers plays, right? Because then in a best ball format between Knicks, Dart, and Rodgers, I think you'd have enough this year. And then you could potentially look at improving like your wide receiver room if you wanted to, but not that you would even have to do that. But yeah, let's look at a team like for Aaron Rodgers. The tough part is you're gonna have to wait for him to sign, and then if he does sign somewhere, maybe you can sell him to a team like this that has Fields and Stafford. Can you move him for? Can you attach something on top of him to get a Mike Evans, right? Can you do Rodgers and a third?
Yeah, that extra third that you have
for a Mike Evans, for example. I think that's how you would sell him in a format like this. This guy could use a quarterback 3. Can you go out there? Oh man, he has no one of note that's worth targeting. So how about the guy who has Joe Milton as his RB2? Or his quarterback
building for 26, by the way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He has 526 first.
Can we send this guy Adunze and Rodgers for Rashee Rice and like a Trey Benson? What do you think about something like that? Rodgers and Rome Adunze for Rashee Rice and Trey Benson.
Yeah, I think I'm getting just to be transparent, I'm getting to a point where like, yeah, actually you did your draft. Never mind. I was gonna say if you didn't do your draft, but I just remember you did. But yes, I'm okay with that trade. Sorry.
Yeah, no worries.
Just to give you like more context to understand, it's like I'm happy to trade Benson for like any of like my like top 5 second round picks in this year's draft. But that's where I was gonna go. It's like if you can get an early second for Benson or something like that, I would rather get the early second. But he done his draft. Sorry, continue.
Travis, we have already done all the giveaways. I don't know what you mean by promo, but all the giveaways have happened, and we said they would happen after the draft, and they are done. I'm not sure what you're referring to there. What about like a Rodgers for Diggs? Like, what if you could send Rodgers in a 4th or something for Stephon Diggs in a league like this? I think that's worth the risk.
I think I would say do the same thing for like this guy also has Devontae Adams, so like Aaron Rodgers in a 3rd, like the same format of Mike Evans for Devontae Adams as well.
Yeah, I like that. That would probably be what I would try first. I'm there with you. Most of these other guys probably don't have a huge need at quarterback. Yeah. So yeah, I think that is probably the main piece I would move for Rodgers. But as far as Cup goes, I think this is more like in season. I think I should clarify.
All these guys in season. Yeah.
Sell for as high as you can. I mean, does that mean you get an early second? Does that mean you can get 2 late seconds? What does that price actually look like? Who needs a tight end in this league? This guy is Dallas Goedert. Can you sell Evan Ingram for a Higgins, for example, on this team, for a Charbonnet?
Yeah, I like all those moves.
In a tight end premium, I think you could potentially look at some moves like that. When it comes to a Garrett with a Roma Dunze, at least for me, I can only speak for myself, but I'd be willing to kind of shop him for the likes of number 1, like T-Mac or Travis Hunter, right? So Tet McMillan or Travis Hunter, if you can turn him into either of those names, I'm fine with that. But also like the Garrett Wilsons of the world, I'm fine to do a move like that. the Rices we talked about, Higgins, JSNs, you know, guys that can kind of help you try and win right now. And again, if Jared Goff plays, you can probably keep. Okay, Danny has Hunter, no worries. And then you can look at the other way with McMillan. But if Jared Goff plays, I know from playing in the Flock League with Danny, he was obsessed with the Dunze, but he obviously loves Travis Hunter as well, as we all do. If Jared Goff plays, you can look at selling him, but I probably would say that would be the last thing I would consider with a team like this. I would rather make some of these other moves first.
Yeah, I think some of these moves are pretty great, honestly. Like, you just need one of those extra pieces just solidify that wide receiver room. But even if you can't get that done, that's totally fine. Once again, you can plug and play CMC at times. You can plug and play 2 tight ends. Once again, at the same time, this is best ball, so it doesn't really matter of you really plugging in. I guess when you really think about it,
just more about having as many upside bodies that you can.
Upside players. Yeah, so I think that's totally fine there. Yeah, I think you're definitely a strong contender here. So don't think you need to 1-year punt it. You know, I think I can see where you feel like things can fall off. Like, does Kenneth Walker lose his job? Does CMC not stay as healthy? Is Cooper Kupp really going to be a guy for me? And if it's not the case, then sure, then maybe in season you can then start pivoting off of those guys. But other than that, Mike, please let us know if you have any other questions. You should be receiving your playbook here within 24 hours, to be completely honest with you, which is, I'm so glad to say now. We're caught up with all the playbooks. You should be receiving your playbooks within 24 to 48 hours there. So we appreciate you and your support, customized with everything that we drew up for you here today.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ty Boss says, are the rookies not in the trade voucher option? They should be, but if they're not, then what you can do is go to site issues on Discord and let our developers know there. Okay. And then, yeah, the only other thing with Spider Mike is that 26 first round pick. I think, like, if you can add like a Jonathan Taylor with that, a Breece Hall, you know, guys who we aren't really concerned about in this format. Jonathan Taylor, Breece Hall. Let's see, like some other names would be like a Devonta Smith, Ayuk, maybe Devonta Smith and Ayuk. You know, these type of names, even like a Sam Laporta in your format with that tight end premium, those are probably the names I would be targeting. Of course, I'd love to say Bucky Irving. I'd love to give you names like, you know, Garrett Wilson, AJ Brown, but the reality is those guys aren't going for 26 first, right? So we have to be realistic with it as well. And, you know, full transparency, a league like this, I'm probably not looking to do many 2-for-1s just because of how big the starting lineup is and the format naturally being best ball. I'm not doing a bunch of, you know, trade ups because we want as many bodies kind of to give us that kind of upside. So, yeah, appreciate you, Spider Mike. Hopefully that was helpful. As Jeb217 is next. Before we get to that, we have a super chat here on YouTube from Shern. He says, would you do CD and Kyler for Daniels and Dynasty? If no, is it close? And what would need to be added? CD and Kyler for Jaden Daniels. I have no problem with this. Personally, I think maybe you can add like a second round pick on top. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. It's pretty significant. If you can get a second to kind of, I guess, quote unquote, even that value out for Kyler. So where I'm seeing it is CD, Daniels, and then Kyler's being added onto that, even though.
If you're a contender, can you add a Devontae Adams? You know, can you go out there and add like an Alvin Kamara to this deal? You know, a second round pick type of value there is what would be needed, I think, to close the gap.
Yeah, I completely agree. Or a low end type of wide receiver or something. With some future value there. Appreciate you guys.
All right.
Love the conversations.
We're going to get to this next playbook, but if you want your playbook, we can do it live and give you a same-day review. Obviously, you got to choose the live tier, but these playbooks are being sent out hot and heavy. What do you want to do with your draft capital? What trade should you make? We got you here with the playbook. You can get one by becoming a promo code LAND annual Mother Flocker member. That will give you a voucher that you can use through the Flock store. It's important to remember that if you want it shown on the live stream, you got to move that tier up to the live tier when you're submitting it, okay? It's $7 for our annual members and $10 for our non-annual members. And if you're a member with a different promo code, you can still get a playbook from us. It's the same process you just saw, but you don't have a voucher when you're a non-annual member. Jeb is up next here. We did already do
Jeb.
the drawing.
Okay, awesome. Let's do Jeb. Sorry, I made it one for I named it wrong. So
that's okay. Brent Bowman is Jeb, by the way.
Okay, awesome. Hey, please jump in at any point in time. Since you are here with us, we appreciate you and your support here. And it looks like this is a.
By the way, the Pigeon Man, we still need your information.
Yeah, let us know if you are here.
That giveaway today.
Hopefully, if you can get in contact with us before the live stream ends here. But this is one quarterback.
Sorry,
10
just quickly. Super chat here from Jedi says, took Bowers at the 103 and a full point Titan premium over Lamar. Am I tripping?
Took Bowers at the 103 and a full point premium over Lamar.
5-point passing touchdown, 0.2 point per carry. That's not that big of a deal. 0.2 is
I think
much.
I'm interested to know. I think I would just still go Lamar.
Yeah, probably. It's close.
Yeah. Look, if you told me you somehow got like Jared Goff and like a Bo Nix at the 2-3 turn or something, or something, like I would be like, damn, that'd be amazing. But I would love to know the rest of your quarterbacks or what your quarterbacks look like. But anyways.
Yeah, it's not insane. Like, I imagine Bowers is probably going right after the top three, as in Lamar, Daniels, and Allen. So I don't think it's crazy, but I like the benefit you get from like a true elite tight end there in Brock Bowers.
Yeah.
All right, Jeb, you're up here, my friend.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much once again for the support. Your team name is maybe next year. And this is a 1 quarterback, 10 team start 9, which is our middle ground here.
Make sure
for the 1 quarterback
as well for our people to see.
Yeah, absolutely. So we appreciate you and your support. So let's have a look at this context. He says finish 5th in 1 consolation bracket, which is the first pick. Okay, so that's kind of what we were talking about earlier.
Okay.
Taking Genty at the 101, but feel like I need to stock up heavy on running backs in this draft. League mates typically are stubborn in trades.
Okay.
I had to trade Tillman and in 4th for Najee last season, right? A 25 spot roster, we keep 18 and have 7 round rookies / free agent draft. Okay. So you currently ranked 1st out of 10 here. And let's have a look at this.
You should definitely change your team name after looking at this roster. Continue, Badaki, but I mean, you're contending for sure this year.
Yeah, it definitely looks like it. Bo Nix, Kyler Murray, Michael Penix, JJ McCarthy. Phenomenal quarterback room in a 1 quarterback. Maybe we can sell these guys and get some depth here somehow, some way. At the running back position, James Cook, Trey Benson, and you're going to add Ashton Genty there, which is pretty significant. At the running back position, at the wide receivers position, you can start to 5 wide receivers. You're starting 5. Puka, Amon-Ra, JSN, Ladd, and Zaza. And then it falls off there, but that's okay. With the Sam Laporte and Dalton Kincaid. But you have the 101 and the 201. And that 201 could be Amika and Buka. Or actually,
is that the 111?
That's the 111. That could be Amika and Buka, Matthew Golden, another running back there.
I doubt Ward or Dart will go top 10 as well, so keep that in mind. But it will be a very valuable player. You're right. I mean,
regardless.
If you think about the starting lineup, you're going to be starting one of Nix and whoever else is there. But then Genty, Cook, Puka, Amon-Ra, Laporta, JSN, Ladd, Flowers. That's your start 9. We haven't talked about the 201. Or if Shaheed can contribute, or Najee, or Benson. Very good team. Very good team. There's a reason you're ranked number 1 in my rankings. When we're looking at a pathway for a team like this, I think it's a no-brainer to say we're contending I think it would be a shame not to contend with a team like this. You absolutely have an incredible chance to go out and win your league this year, especially with that wide receiver room alone and adding Genty to that running back room. That will be nasty. Untouchables are Genty and Puka. Your holds on this team would be like a Trey Benson. I would definitely say is worth holding. Dalton Kincaid at this point is more of a hold than a sell. And then as far as drops, you can drop Rondale Moore, Luke McCaffrey, Dobbs, Vele. If you wanted to, Jeremy McNichols is probably easier drop. Zach Moss, I'm going to let go in some leagues as well. Will Disley, there's plenty of drop options. If Britton Strange is on your waiver wire, please let me know if he is, because he shouldn't be. He should be rostered. So go pick him up. I'd rather roster Adonai Mitchell over McCaffrey, Dobbs, Vele, Johnston at this point.
Yeah, Ben Sinnott is also there, even though you don't need another tight end. But like,
yeah,
with Brenton Strange, I think that's pretty significant. At the running back position, I don't see anyone. I know Zach is big on, not big, but like he doesn't mind holding Kayshawn Booty just to see what happens. But either way, great team. I would easily label this as a contender here.
Yeah, definitely. Overall team grade, I'm gonna probably go A-. Like after you add the Genty pick there, it's definitely A caliber. Okay. I would say draft capital grade, just maybe a B+ because you have those first overall picks, if that makes sense.
Yep.
And is that all the admin?
Yeah, that is all admin.
Yeah, you're in a very good spot to go out and compete right now. All right, thinking about this draft capital, there's no reason I can think of in the world to not draft Ashton Genty there at the 101. The only way you're doing that, again, and we've said this to many people, but it's happening now. You know, if you can get a Bijan Robinson, if you can get a Jahmyr Gibbs, you know, that's the only way you're trading the 101. Now, honestly, the more I think about it, like Gibbs and Jahmyr have already proven themselves, so it's definitely worth doing it. Like, you're getting a guarantee there. But are we 100% sure that by week 4 or 5 that Genty isn't the RB1 overall in Dynasty? It's basically what you got with Gibbs and Jahmyr, but you're pushing it back 2 years. I would not be shocked if Genty ends up being the RB1 by like week 5, 6, 7. But anyway, Genty is an incredible pick for you. And then at the 201, you're going to have plenty of great options, right?
Yeah,
for me,
this is phenomenal.
Yeah, that's like maybe RJ Harvey, Caleb Johnson. If those guys aren't available, then you've still got great options with like Emeka Egbuka, Matthew Golden, and then obviously the tight ends are going to be available there. And then when you go to the 301, that's pick 31, right?
That's the 211?
10,
no.
20. Sorry, that's actually pick 21. Okay, so you'll be in like this Jaden Blue range.
Yeah, that'd be perfect.
Kyle Williams, Jalen Knoll. You know, maybe a Scadaboo Falls or Tootin, probably not though. So you're gonna end up with a nice little haul here. Again, only trade for Bijan or Gibbs. And then I don't feel like we really need to move any of these other picks. I'd rather just stick and pick with them.
I completely agree. I'd rather stick and pick here. Maybe we can talk about sells of guys that we don't love. I know we're not big on Zay Flowers.
Yep.
Maybe we can sell Najee Harris if we really wanted to, which that's going to be more in season.
Yeah.
I'm happy to keep the names like James Cook, but can we move one of these quarterbacks? Like, I don't know what can we get for one of these quarterbacks here?
Yeah,
that might be a bit difficult in a 10-man league.
Yeah, McCarthy or Penix might have the same price, so we can see what we can chop them for. Kyler Murray, you can honestly sell 2 if you wanted, but you could easily sell 2. I mean, if you sold Murray and Penix and it was just McCarthy and Nix, that's actually totally fine. Let's see if anybody needs quarterback help. This guy is Trevor, Goff, Darnold. I mean, I think you're going to find it difficult, really. But
I was having a look. I don't see anyone unless...
Could you maybe get like a Ayuk or Pearsall for a Kyler Murray? Maybe? I don't know.
I was thinking like in a league like this, with a league like this and a team like this, but I'm not a rapper.
Okay.
Wouldn't you just go for someone like cheaper than that? Like my first thought went to like a Jerry or Shakira or a Devonte Adams, a Cortland
Um,
Sutton. Just based off of his
Maybe.
team build, like you're not gonna get. I don't think you're gonna get anywhere but by Brandon Ayuk or Ricky. So like, do we tear down to another tier guys that we potentially like that can help the team as
Yeah,
well?
I'm fine with the Jerry Judy. I think maybe you go more towards like a Penix if you're going to make that move in a one quarterback. Try and sell Penix for
Sure.
D without the rushing upside that these other guys have. Waddle, I think I would sell any of them for Waddle as well. He's pretty affordable right now. Honestly, I would say any quarterback not named Knicks. Maybe that's going to make it easier for us. Like I would sell Jalen Waddle.
Yeah. I agree. I'm there with you.
For Jalen Waddle. Same with DJ Moore, even though I'm a little bit skeptical on him after the Burden pick. Same with DK Metcalf and Jameson and Worthy. Maybe say Jamo Williams is a little more realistic. Worthy, maybe given the right owner. This guy has Daniels. He's probably not interested. A lot of these guys probably don't need quarterback, unfortunately, and that's going to be, like Badaki mentioned, it's probably going to hurt the value of your trade. But so could you send like Kyler and something for a Chris Olave? Right? Kyler and let's see. Let's go back to your team here. What's his team name again? Maybe next year.
Maybe next year, yeah.
Kyler and Najee?
Kyler Najee, yeah. Adding Najee.
Kyler and his 26th second.
Maybe adding like a Zay Flowers into one of these trades potentially could even net us more.
Yeah.
Probably not as much.
No, it might. I mean, we can't do like an Olave name there because then you're kind of just pivoting for nothing, you know. But if we went that direction, maybe these teams at the bottom are interested. They only have Olave, they have Tyreek, they have Devonta. Like none of these teams who need quarterback have these top end names, unfortunately. So might not be able to pull off a move like that. But with Flowers, you and I in a one quarterback are happy with any from like the 106 to the 108 range. If you want to sell him and get back into this class. But then those are really the main ideas that I had with Najee. If you want to sell him in season, like maybe you can get an early second if he starts off hot, you know, or maybe you can get like a late second plus a third, you know, in season. Outside of that, because it's a terrible time to sell Najee. You can't sell Najee Harris right now. You know what I mean? Just genuinely not possible. He says, "Yeah, I'm a Broncos fan, so I'm attached to Knicks." That's perfect. We're not going to tell you to move him.
That's amazing.
You
keep on Knicks.
We are big Bo Nix fans ourselves, but that's kind of the direction I would take, man. You're contending. You're a strong contender in this league, my man.
Yeah, Brenton, please let us know if you have any other last minute questions. But you should be receiving your playbook here within 24 to 48 hours of everything that we drew up here for you today, customized to your team, which is an awesome feature here on Dynasty Land. But we appreciate you. Thank you so much for the support, man.
Yeah, and again, let us know if there's anything we didn't answer well enough, or if there's any questions that you had, you know, that just kind of sparked off these conversations. He says, "Awesome, love the review, guys. Love your content. I appreciate you, man." And yeah, let's get to Selly here, who is our second to last review right now. Again, we have spots if you guys want to get your team playbook done today. We still have some spots for you to get that done today. But no pressure whatsoever either. Selly94 is next here. This is someone who had a live playbook and then we had to redo it. So that's why we're doing this one live, even though it says the free one there. But go ahead.
Yeah. Appreciate you, Selly. Thank you so much. Let us know if you are here. If not, you will be receiving. Yeah, is this the same thing? or start 9? It
Huh?
should be start 7. It should be start 9. No.
I don't remember
Is this
that.
did it come off wrong again? No, remember he messaged. He was like, "It's not my starting lineup was to start 9. Was start 9, not start 7." Look, he even says, "Hello, thank you for relocking the old team. Breakdown with the new context. Setting one quarterback, half PPR, start 9, and it still says start 7. 3 flex, 12 team. What would you know? What would
Okay.
be your plan for this offseason?
Okay.
Would you
well,
try
we'll
to
keep that in
compete?
mind then.
Yeah. Would you be fans also try to compete for a running back? If yes, which running back would you target and which players would you try to trade away? All right, Call of Duty, if I remember correctly, you're currently ranked 6 out of 12, and this is a one quarterback, half PPR, start 9.
Go back. Do you have the old playbook, the old chalkboard?
Yeah, I can pull that up
Can you
here.
link it to me?
Yeah, here. Give me a second. Go to April and then go to Selly. I think it's here because that's exactly what I was gonna do after I read that. 323. Okay, here we go. All right, I'm about to send it to you on Messenger. Okay, that is the old playbook here. So we reviewed Selly's team before, and it was we thought it was a heavy hitter, which was a start 7, but it's actually a one quarterback start 9, which is the middle ground here for us.
Yeah.
So I'll send that new one in the chat there. And we did review this team, but obviously since heavy hitter and versus the middle ground is specific, very completely different, then we would just have to review this team a little bit more differently here.
Yeah, I'm just writing down his draft haul here.
Yeah, no, you're totally fine. And once again, Call of Duty is your name. You currently rank 6 out of 12, and this is the middle ground, so we can definitely edit that here as well. Last time we had a look at this team here, Selly, we said Malik Neighbors, a 26 first, is something that we wanted to hold. There were untouchables. Holds was Drake May, Zach Charbonnet, Dalton Kincaid, and Jalen Tolbert were the guys that we wanted to hold there.
So, yep.
And
Still feel the same way there.
Yeah, easy drops are Tyler, Bidet, not Batty, and Xavier Hutchinson here as well.
It looks like he's already dropped them, so why don't we change that, and let's change that to Kendrick Bourne and Kenny McIntosh.
Yes, Kendrick Bourne and Kenny McIntosh. Gosh, to have Kenny McIntosh rostered. Remember when he came into the league? Okay.
Yeah, so these were all the ideas that, first off, your draft haul, you did a pretty good job. I'd say if we're going to grade this draft, I'd say it's a strong like A- here outcome for you. Again, to land Henderson, Hunter, Higgins, come back with a blue, Samson, Ferguson. I like that outcome a lot there for you. I think you should feel very good about the draft that you had there. These were all of the ideas, my friend, that we suggested when you watched the stream. And to be honest, all those ideas still hold up, but your draft is already over. So you would have been able to take action on all those. And hopefully you did try and, see what you could pull off in your league. So in addition to that, now that we're past the draft, I think names that you could sell, DK Metcalf, we can look at selling. I'll just say like new playbook ideas. All right. So DK Metcalf is a name that you could probably sell on this team. Jerry Jeudy is a name you could probably sell on this team. Let's see. Those are probably the main ones that come to mind to me.
Yeah, his biggest question was trying to get another running back to compete here because he only has Travion Henderson and Zach Charbonnet. Yeah. So he was like, should I try and add another running back here? And then maybe we can. What can we get for DK or Jerry Jeudy? Can we get
Yeah.
The James Connors or the Trey Bensons or the Alvin Kamaras of the world to add on here without, breaking the bank.
Yeah, and I think
Um,
Metcalf's going to give you a bigger return than that.
100%, 100%.
I'm thinking like Metcalf is probably James Cook range
Yeah, I
on
agree.
most of these sites. Close. James Cook, Chase Brown, um, Ken Walker. You could probably do a 2 for 2 with Chuba Hubbard. Let's see who has Chuba Hubbard real quick. The guy who has James Cook as well. So like a Chuba Hubbard. Man, he has Flowers. I don't really like Flowers, but
Yeah, no.
yeah, maybe like a second and third round swap. Future second, and you send a future third.
Yeah, I like that. I think that's pretty fair. These are other running backs. What about like a Josh Jacobs? He's kind of in that range. For
Yeah.
me. Or Chase Brown.
I already
Even
said
though
Chase Brown.
his. Oh, you did? Okay, sorry, I didn't realize.
I would say the same thing with Josh Jacobs, though, like wanting to do like a pick swap. Maybe it ends up being like a third, fourth round swap, but I think you can probably get another one. Another option there. You could also probably do Judy straight up for Chuba Hubbard at this point. He's probably in that range. I don't think CMC is probably that far off. If you can do like Judy and like a future third, I don't think you're that far off from a CMC in most leagues. Derrick Henry as well is probably right in that Judy range. You actually have a really wide range of potential running backs that you could add
Running backs
in a
now.
league like this.
Yeah. I mean, we can even throw like, maybe not for these guys, but like Brian Robinson, if you wanted to get somebody on the low, if you can send like I doubt you can send a third
Like
right now for him. But
Tank Dell in a third or something.
yeah, something along those lines. Same thing with like DeAndre Swift. I'm happy to take a chance on him. Tony Pollard as well. They didn't really make any moves in that backfield.
Maybe you don't have to send a third for Swift. Maybe it's just a fourth and Dell. So
Yeah.
I think there are a lot of options. Maybe put all these new trade ideas on his playbook, but those are the kind of trades I would make if I was in your position to kind of fill out that running back spot a little bit. But the good news is you have a lot of upside there. Like if Ken Walker goes down with Sharps, Jaden Blue could win his job at some point or important role. Dylan Sampson's a nice handcuff. So you have plenty of like upside there. And then on the waiver wire, if any of these guys are actually available, they should be picked up, like Trevor Etienne.
Yeah, let's see. A lot of
Trevor
these guys
Etienne, Taj Brooks,
Tyler Shook is still available. I see Kyle Williams is
Kyle
still
Manogue
available.
guy.
Yeah. Hopefully these guys are not. I mean, actually we hope, but
If any of them are available, pick them up, basically.
yeah,
Okay.
I completely agree there. But Selly, man, thank you so much.
Yeah.
And we appreciate you, and you will be receiving your playbook here in the next 24 to 48 hours with everything that we drew up here for you today. And sorry about that mix-up last time, but at least we got it sorted now. You had a great draft as well. So definitely be proud of your team, and just get another running back, and you'll definitely be in the mix. No question.
Yeah. What's up, Jedi? He asked how we can get his team playbook. That's a great way for me to tell you. If you want your playbook as well as a live stream review, you can get that by becoming a promo code LAND annual Mother Flocker member. There's a link in the chat for you there. You get a voucher that you can use through the Flock store. You submit a team review to us. Now, you got to make sure that you choose a live tier. You got to move that little slider up to the live version if you want it shown on stream. Otherwise, we'll just do yours offline. No problem with that. A lot of people prefer offline. Just comes down to your preference, but because of the demand right now, in order to prioritize your stream online, you just got to go up to that live review. And right now, we do have some extra spots available for a same-day live review, but NFL Chisel is our last one currently in rotation. So this might be the last one unless anyone else wanted to donate. To submit. We just got a question, a super message from B. DeCelio, so I wanted to quickly look at that. Let's see.
Let's have a
it
look.
says, how do you approach fab post-rookie drafts? My honest opinion on this is dependent on how your league functions. So, for example, Badaki and I's leagues, here's how it functions. You get a certain amount of fab in the offseason, and that resets in season. So in the offseason, we all get $100. In season, we all get $100. It resets. So to me, talking about this fake money, like, I will spend all of my fab if I need to add however many players I like on the waiver wire after the rookie draft. I don't care if I spend $100, but I pick up 4 players that I love. I will do that. It's fake money. It doesn't mean anything. And you're basically asking, what would you pay for a 4th round pick in your rookie draft this year? And I think the majority of us would easily spend $25, if not vast majority of our fab, to get a shot on like a 3rd, 4th round pick in rookie drafts this year. So I that's my approach to it. I think people are way too scared with their fab, personally.
Yeah, I think especially right after rookie drafts, trying to use your fab, get the best player that you possibly can, or somebody that you believe in. You know, let's just say we had multiple leagues where Dylan Gabriel didn't get drafted, but if you believe he can have a starting job and then potentially sell him for a 2nd next year or in the middle of the year, then why not do that, hypothetically, right? So it just really depends on who's available as well. Take a chance on some of those guys, but appreciate you. Thank you so much for that super message. And if you guys want to have one of your questions answered, all you have to do is put ! super message. You'll get that link sent to you. It's probably the best way to get your message reviewed or your questions answered, because you can link your team on the Flog Fantasy website, and we can look at your team obviously briefly with the context that you do give us. But NFL Chisel is next here with us.
Yes.
2
Just
quarterback.
a heads up. Sorry, just quickly to T.
Yeah.
Rosen. You guys, you currently have an offline playbook. I sent you a message on how you can upgrade. Same with Cobra. Whoever Cobra is that just submitted, you have the offline version. No additional steps needed if you're happy to keep it offline, but check out the message tab on the My Reviews system of the Flock site. But go ahead here. NFL Chisel, potentially our last review of the day, our last playbook of the day.
Yeah. 2 quarterback, 10 team start 10, which is the middle ground you can see there in the chat. He says startup was last year. Finished a dynasty, first dynasty team ever. Got the 102. I'm big on Hampton. Love the kid in college. I also traded my 26 first Bryce Young and the 202 from Mahomes like 2 months ago, which I kind of think was a mistake. Now help me turn this team around.
So what was that trade again? Sorry, say it one more time.
It was his 26 first, Bryce Young, in the 202 for Patrick Mahomes here in a Superflex league.
Okay.
And his team name is Claude Duke, maybe.
Yep.
He's currently ranked 8th out of 10. And let's just see. I don't want to judge the trade before we realize. So maybe you didn't have another quarterback. But looking at your team, Jalen Hurts, now Patrick Mahomes. I wonder who your QB2 was. I'm assuming it was Derek Carr at the time. And I can understand why you did that trade, but...
Yeah, I mean, look, your team certainly is in a position where you're sending like additional first to upgrade, because there's quite a few holes on the roster right now. But I can understand the move because... Hurts and Mahomes feels much safer. It's a 10-team league. It's a smaller league. Those premium players cost a little bit more, but I'm a little bit indifferent on it after seeing the team.
Yeah, I think just to be transparent, like, I think Zach and I have been talking about it, like, Patrick Mahomes' value currently right now is kind of not what he's been. It's just more name value, not of like what he represents for fantasy right now, specifically in the last 2 years. So like, if you told me you could have sent something else, it was Bryce Young he sent, by the way. I just remembered it. If you could have gotten a Dak for like,
well, the thing is, you're making a great point, because I would have rather sent Bryce away for Jared Goff straight up.
That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah. for something Dak or somebody, like, I would have taken a shot on a Justin Fields or a Sam Darnold. But yes, it is too late now, but giving you our perspective of why we wouldn't have done that trade, which kind of puts you straight into that Windows Open category.
Yeah, it is a Windows Open pathway.
You know, having to compete because not having a 26 first there.
Your starting lineup is probably Hurts, Mahomes, Brees, Amarion, Smith, Ayuk, Ingram, and then you need to start 3 more names between Mixon, Metcalf, Worthy, Shakir. You'll have enough to field a roster for sure. Like this team will look pretty good. You'll score a pretty decent amount of fantasy points. I think you can definitely make the playoffs. But the issue is you really, like outside of Jalen Hurts, you pretty much have no like top elite talent for dynasty football. You know, maybe Amarian Hampton turns into that. But there really isn't like any like. Let's go straight to untouchables.
It's really
maybe
just
Jalen Hurts. Maybe I don't know. I would still tear down from him in many leagues, but maybe he's the name.
Yeah, he definitely is. I think that we can put on the document there.
I think
holds.
Let's go
Benson
to hold.
Strange.
Yep.
Benson Strange is a hold here. I would also say a name like Brandon Ayuk is a hold.
Yep.
And that's probably about it.
You got
for
a
the
lot of
holds.
cuts here, man. You can drop any number of the receivers at the bottom of this board. DJ Chark shouldn't be rostered in any league anywhere. All the guys that I'm highlighting here, you can easily drop if you want to keep clear some space. Okay. Desmond Ridder should not be rostered. Tommy Trimble, Jelani Woods. Like there are at least 10 names that you could easily move on from, and you can sleep at night very easily moving on from them. Your waiver wire is naked, so that's probably why you have a bunch of no names there at the bottom of the roster. This is why I really, especially in a 10-team league, man, you got to shorten these benches. If I can give any feedback to whoever commissioning this league, why in the world are your benches so big? The waiver wire is pointless. You're completely like throwing away a huge part of dynasty football, which is the waiver wire. It should be exciting. It should have some value, especially in a 10-team league, but you're kind of making the waiver wire completely useless. You're making Fab useless. You're making this, people who find the next Brock Purdy. It's not possible because people are drafting the 7th round quarterback they've never heard of. They're picking up the 7th round quarterback they never heard of before there's even any talk about them, right? So there's no way these rosters should be this big. It's way overkill. I mean, you got to cut these rostered by like 15 names, at least 15 spots to me. Anyway, but overall team grade, I would probably land at like a B minus.
Yeah, I'm there with you.
B minus, draft capital grade. You don't have your first next year, so that really hurts.
Really hurts. Yeah.
I would probably say, but you have the 102, which is a nice pick. Let's just say B flat, maybe B minus again. We're going to have to contend Windows Open pathway without our 26th first round pick. Full transparency, I think this team is good enough to get into the playoffs. And then anything can happen, so who knows? Maybe Patrick Mahomes does turn everything around again this year and reminds us who he is. Now, have we done all admin?
That is all admin, yes.
Okay. So let's jump into this playbook chalkboard here. So at the 102, I definitely think you're going to be going like an Amarion Hampton, right? You actually kind of need like a top-end talent. I don't even think I'd want to tear down with a league like this. At the 207, though, I'm not opposed to trade for a vet with this pick. But if you were to stick and pick, it's a 10-team league, so it's actually the 205.
Yeah.
So you could be Bird in range.
Yeah, Cam, Jack Besh is there potentially. The Higgins, the Trey Harris are there of those worlds. Just really depends on how your draft goes. Yeah, so. Yeah. I personally like this range. I don't mind holding these guys, but yes, if you can't get the right price of some of these guys.
Honestly, with it being a 10-team league, I'm kind of more inclined to hold, but we can see what potentially the 207 could net us. Like,
yeah.
Is there any team that's clearly rebuilding? Like Dynasty has a ton of draft picks. They have. Yeah, I mean, would you want to grab like an Olave if we could go like the 207 plus Jalen McMillan or something?
Yeah, for Chris Olave.
You know, can you do something like that to go out there and help yourself compete? Can you do the 207 and like a future second for an Olave? You know, some type of deal like that. Let's find another team that is wanting to stack up the draft picks here. That would be the Fan Duel Friends. They have Jordan Addison. Could we send like a similar deal? Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's probably the similar deal, honestly.
Yeah.
I don't see anything else that they could potentially send away. I would love to keep Rashid. I mean, look, we could potentially try and, we say this all the time, Xavier Worthy, we've seen him go as high as 103.
Yeah.
Can we get something along those lines? And then honestly, probably where Zach is going to go, can we tear down from Patrick Mahomes? You got a whole Patrick Mahomes in your league, or the other guy did. Can you get the same thing in return and tear down?
Yeah.
To, once again, the Jared Goffs, the Bryce Youngs, even though we
probably
them away
won't
already.
go Bryce Young, but because we already
You
did
get what
that,
I'm saying.
Goff.
Michael Penix, Baker Mayfield, Trevor Lawrence, Brock Purdy.
The issue is the guy who has Goff, Purdy, and McCarthy, which are great tear down options. There's just no in between here. Like, we're not going to tear down for Zay Flowers. We're not going to tear down for Chase Brown. And then he has Gibbs and Jefferson. So he's not going to work, but let's just keep looking. The guy who... No, see, this guy has plenty of quarterbacks. It's a 10-team league. I don't think a tear down has much power. But...
Yeah, you might be right.
I mean, can you get Penix, Marvin, maybe? Right? So we'll find out how exactly we...
Unless the team that has Goff, JJ, or Brock is one of those guys in the future first.
Yeah, maybe.
That's probably the only way I can think of it.
If you can go like Mahomes 207 for Penix and Michael, and Marvin Harrison Jr., that would be great. But again, that guy has Burrow. Penix. Yeah, Penix. I don't know how he feels. Could you go like Stroud, Rice, maybe? You might be able to do that straight up, actually. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
That could definitely be beneficial to you. Yeah, the rest of these guys, I don't really know how you tear down with them. Unless you were to go like Tua, Judy, McBride or something.
Say that again, Judy, Tua, McBride.
And I think you'd have to add the 207 onto that. But I think that's probably your least ideal scenario. If you can do the Stroud or the Penix deal, I think you're in a good spot. Otherwise, you should probably hold there. And then that late third is really a late second again. So
I think we had the Jaden Blues range we said before.
Yeah. So like if Scatterboo or Tootin sneak in there, but like Knoll, Kyle Williams, Blue, those are the kind of names there that you're probably looking at. But I think you've kind of put yourself a little bit in a position where you need to compete given the trades that you made, which isn't a big deal. Like, you have a good enough team to potentially make the playoffs. Joe Mixon's a name. Like, if everything goes south and your team is just in the water, Joe Mixon you can sell in season, any first in any year. If you can get that, if he repeats what he did last year, it's definitely going to be possible. Then you can look at something like a Metcalf in season, Devonta, Ingram, that's where you can kind of start to flip it a little bit and say, all right, I admit defeat, if that makes sense. So.
Yeah, no. Appreciate you, NFL. Thank you so much for the support. You should be receiving your playbook here within 24 to 48 hours here with everything that we drew up for your team. But yeah, obviously not as long as the review because obviously because of your team, but that's okay. I think you make a couple moves, you're already a good contender. You're just trying to solidify some of those areas in that play or in your team there. But appreciate you. Thank you so much for the support.
Yeah. And of course, come back to the stream if you have any questions. We finally got the Pigeon Man here. What's up? So you can send him that giveaway that we did today.
Oh man, I was literally like, dude, you okay? You all right? And he's normally with us all the time, so I was like a bit like.
Pigeon Man, you were a big Ollie Gordon guy, if I remember correctly. What's the thoughts on round 6 to Miami? What are you thinking?
I just sent you a friend request on Discord there, the Pigeon Man. But yeah.
By the way, I did see the question from King. Yes, we can review your team today, but we are right now close to ending the stream. So if you can tell us now on stream that you're going to get that in the next 5 minutes, we'll wait for you. Otherwise, it'll be the first thing we do on tomorrow's stream. So let us know, man. Let us know. If you're happy to be the first on tomorrow's stream, that's great as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Appreciate you. How you feeling?
Brent, what's the historical hit rate? You might be having a conversation with these other guys here. Or are you talking to us? I don't know, actually.
With those 3 players, Jack, yeah, they might be talking to somebody else there. But yeah, we'll give you on the next couple minutes here, King. But if you want, we can be the first. I'm pretty sure you can be the first one lined up for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No problem, Moff. I remember
know.
Moff won the giveaway last week for the rookie draft bundle, and he's on the stream
he did.
Saying
he got that.
It was sick, so I'm glad that was
helpful. Hey, no. I appreciate you, Moss. Thank you so much. Hope you like it. Hope it's helping you out. You know, we got to think of something else to give out.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, even though this is great, obviously, but once the rookie season starts to die down, it'd be awesome. But, no, I appreciate you guys. It's been really fun.
Yeah, appreciate you big time. The question was Neal, Hunter, Samson, draft capital, and historical hit rates for them. So Devin Neal, the historical hit rate is under 10%. I can tell you that. It's the likelihood of him becoming a fantasy relevant player historically is well below 10%.
Was he in 5th round or 6th round?
6th. Jarquez Hunter, right. I believe, was round 4. And the hit rate there, I believe, is around 24%. Let me double check. That's just off the top of my head. Let's see.
Yeah.
Is it 24%?
I was gonna literally about to pull it up.
Yeah. Samson, same thing for him, 24%. So very unlikely, but when you're drafting those guys, you're drafting them in like round 3 earliest. So typically you're making a bunch of shitty decisions, right? Because like you're gonna take a quarterback that has a terrible hit rate, a tight end that will not hit, or a wide receiver that is probably not gonna hit. So typically those round 4 and 5 running backs are the best options you can make, given the players that are on the board in those rounds.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I mean, you have outliers, obviously. I think Bucky was, a 5th round pick last year or 4th round pick. So, and then look at him now. He's a top 5, top 10 Dynasty guy.
Mention just quickly, should we at all factor in the fact that Joe Mixon, or Woody Marks, rather, the Texans traded a 3rd next year to move up for Woody Marks? Just saying. Player I liked early in the process, and, you know, I also liked Marshawn Lloyd last year. That didn't work out. I think they're similar players.
I think it just depends on,
they sent a 3rd next year to move up.
How would you factor that in?
I don't know. All I'm saying is...
But shouldn't that be across the board then? Like, should we value Jackson Dart higher?
Or do you not value Travis Hunter more because they sent a 1st next year to go up?
That's what I'm saying. Like, it just depends on the thing. So, like,
it's those little things that, like, you contextually have to add to the conversation.
Yeah, and I definitely understand that. I think, like, that can go across the board in so many ways. But what if they only sent, like, what if it was just a straight, like, pick swap?
Then you probably don't factor it in at all.
Yeah. So I think it's a good conversation. I think, like, maybe the value of each round and each trade has to be, you know, thought through.
Yeah. But that is probably it for today, guys. Appreciate you big time. Where is King. If King is in the chat, just know that if you submit your team playbook right now for a live version, then you'll be the first one on tomorrow's stream. In fact, I'll say this to anyone out there. If you submit your team playbook right now and you want it live and you get it live, you will be the first person's review that we do on tomorrow's stream. So appreciate y'all for being here. We'll talk to you guys very soon. Nothing but love. Enjoy the rest of your night.
Love.